Hello! Welcome back to Everyone's in the Wrong Box, but we got it close this time. Welcome back to Roll for It, your favorite YouTube streamers get together to play some lovely tabletop RPGs. Of course, today we are playing Shadow of Doskvol, our Blaze in the Dark campaign. And I can see the logo for once, which is lovely. Right, hopefully you've all enjoyed the lovely new fan art trailer we have. It's been redone with some lovely fan art, so thank you very much to everyone for making amazing fan art. We really, really appreciate that. I know that the Legends game, while it was going on today, someone made fan art of the Legends game during the Legends game. Mia?
Awesome.
You
Mia
out.
always
Mia
does
Zilla.
that. She makes amazing characters of like art of all her characters.
I think she was a cloud, and she did fan art of a cloud sneaking past a guard. Really good. Anyway, so thank you very much to all the artists who do all the lovely fan art. Really, really appreciate that. Right. I guess I'm going to hand this over to Bentham. Do we have any announcements? I think we just have the main ones about telling people about Rollcon, right?
Yeah, nothing much to report this week for the fact that Roll for It Con is looming on the horizon. It's now under a month away.
I'm not screaming internally. It's because I'm screaming externally.
Remember to RSVP on the Patreon post that we made. It's public, so anyone can see it. But go do the things and post there so we know you're coming and we can prepare accordingly. We want to make sure we have enough food, lots of food.
That's true. I need to go finalize that in about a week, so please do let us know, because otherwise we're going to have the issue that there won't be enough food, and maybe even the place might be like, hey, there's more people than we can really fit, so you're going to have to turn those ones away who haven't RSVP'd, and then we'll be sad. So please don't make that happen. Please RSVP.
Then we'd have to be mean. We don't want to be mean.
Speaking of being unmean, how can people support the show?
Well, the reason that we are able to pay all of our cast and do all these awesome things and organize crazy stuff like Roll for It Con is thanks to our support on Patreon. You can support us on Patreon at various different tiers, various different rewards, depending on what cool stuff you want to get. So you can get MP3s of all the shows. You can get after shows that we record after every show to talk about what happened in the show, or not what happened in the show. Sometimes it entirely depends. And you can also get character sheets, secret behind-the-scenes GM things, and also, particularly relevant to today's episode, you can vote in GM polls. The GMs will set polls, ask the viewers and the patrons questions, and you get to decide on the way things can unfold in the campaign. I have no real idea about what this last poll is about, because E entirely made it, so it's a secret from even me.
Put it this way. They picked an option. It's gonna have consequences. You don't have to take the job or not.
I'm sure they picked the most ridiculous one and possibly the worst one for us.
No, it isn't the worst one, but it's one of the ones with a more immediate payoff and a more long-term hidden problem that not even they knew about, so it's fine.
Oh, okay. Okay, so we're going to learn pretty rapidly, I guess, what happened with that particular poll. But yes, you too can pick the worst option and decide our fates in coming episodes, most likely. Also, you can submit names to be given to NPCs that will appear in the shows. Sometimes they can become critical plot important characters that basically become extensions of the team, and other times they'll die in 5 minutes. Either way can happen. And also you can, if you're crazy, support at the Legend tier, where you get to take part in a once monthly game GM'd by a member of the cast. This month, it was Little Red Dot GMing a sequel to or a continuation of the previous Kids in Space game, where, as mentioned, someone was a cloud.
Yep, and they got attacked by bounty hunters, and they were students disappearing. It's fine.
Sounds about right. I don't know how, like, were they always a cloud? Is that just what they were, or could they become a cloud?
No, they are a cloud. They're just a sentient cloud.
That's good for sneaking, I feel. No one would ever suspect you.
Well, I guess this is like a galaxy where people are clouds, so they probably know, hey, that's a person cloud.
Yeah, if clouds are commonplace and are sentient, then you'd know to expect that. But I wonder, if they're in space, I guess, do they also die if they go in space because they just diffuse?
Yes, they need a special spacesuit. There was a conversation that was happening, which was like, yeah, you needed like a containment sphere, otherwise you just diffuse into the vacuum.
That's amazing.
Yep,
I think you mean horrifying.
Well, I mean, people
Amazingly
also
horrifying.
die in
Yes.
space, so it's like
It's not-
either way.
Worse than what happens to humans.
Actually,
Hmm.
the cloud would die quicker. It would just be like
Yeah.
gas in space. Pfft.
Yeah, I'd rather that than the slow, painful process.
If you're one
Fine.
consistent, if you're the same density of matter throughout your entire body, then death in space is much nicer than if you have uneven pressures involved.
Nicer has a very specific meaning here, though.
Look, we're all dying eventually, so
Just don't die in space. You heard it here, kids.
And if you're a cloud, it's very good for sneaking past people. That's what we've learned. But yeah, that's how you can support us on Patreon. Also, you can support us in other ways. On Twitch, you can become a Twitch subscriber. That lets you have cool emotes and badges, and also watch the stream VODs immediately after the stream is over. Whereas normally you have to wait 24 hours for them to appear on the YouTube. Also, you can drop bits. They land in the cup and it explodes. The trick is that I found is to put a lot of like 1 bits in it just to fill the cup entirely, and then you put one big one in and they all go flying. It's very fun. And chat
It's
is
full of hearts
demonstrating
and
that for us now.
gravestones today. It's a very interesting combination for Blaze in the Dark.
Lots of hearts coming at us.
Yeah.
With unicorns and everything. Nice. Also, you can send us tips. They will appear on the screen at the end of the episode. We will read them out and thank you for being awesome and supporting our shows. And also, you can support on YouTube. You can become a YouTube member, which also gives you badges and emotes and cool stuff like that. And both and all three. I was going to say both. There are 3 things. Both isn't the word. And supporting on YouTube, Twitch, or on Patreon gives you access to our community Discord, where you can interact with other people talking about our cool shows, and occasionally we'll show up as well and talk about what we're doing, and occasionally give you hints at secret things as well. It's a lovely place. And that's all the things.
Okay. So, one word, slight word of warning. Hi, this is Blaze in the Dark. It's a pretty post-apocalyptic, steampunky dystopia setting, so sometimes there might be things that people find a bit like troubling or problematic or something. Less commonly than VTM, but it still might be the case. If that is the case, feel free to go grab yourself a cup of tea, take a break, skip an episode if you need to. Don't mark yourself on our accounts. So, with that said, the team did stuff last episode, but Papa left them 2 episodes ago. In game time, probably a little over a week. They've done 4 scores in the meantime, but Papa has been
4 scores and 2 sessions ago.
There we go. Yeah. But Papa has been busy. Papa has not been idle, and Papa has been spending a lot of time at the Red Sash Sword Academy, hanging out with Mylera, Achille, and the rest of the Eruvians. So, Papa, would you please just roll me an entanglement for any trouble you might have got into in the meantime?
I've got to remember where that button is.
So you just roll your wanted level, which, because it's backwards in time, just roll me 2 dice. Roll me 2 dice fortune. Oh, 0 dice fortune roll. 0 dice to pick the
0.
list.
Oh, yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, about that wanted level.
So a 4.
I just saw that when I was looking for the roll.
Mm-hmm.
I did nothing.
Never mind. Okay.
Right, so just bringing this up.
That's a 4.
4.
Critical 4.
Downtime, entanglements. 4. Rivals or unquiet dead.
Ooh.
Go with rivals. A neutral faction throws their weight around. They threaten you, a friend, or contact one of your vice purveyors. Who's your friend?
My friend is August, a master architect.
Okay.
And my enemy is Jaren, a blue coat archivist.
So how do you know your friend?
August and I, we traveled from Eruvia together. That's how we knew each other. We became close friends playing games, gambling, having as much fun as we can on connecting ferries and boats and ships and trains. Trains? Probably trains, right?
There are some trains.
There's cargo ships, all sorts of things. We had an instant intellectual connection, and we had some good times. We dodged some dangers together. slipped past a few guard posts for no reason at all, and we finally arrived in Doskvol together.
Okay. So August tells you they've been receiving a little bit of pressure lately from the Bluecoats relating to a explosive device found. They managed to trace back to associates of yours, and because of that, pressure's been brought down on August recently. One of the buildings he was designing, he lost out on the contract, and someone else ended up picking up, and he feels that a few of these bits of pressure have been coming from the Bluecoats to kind of stay away from him because of association with you. Now, you can have a choice of either forfeiting 1 rep or 1 coin. Per tier of the rival. I will say, because it's just you and this is a free entanglement roll, it'll just be 1 rep or 1 coin. Or you will lose effectively your friend for a little while.
Well, that's no good. Patras will spend the coin. I think it's only fair for me to spend my coin.
Yep, you grease a few palms and...
Yeah. I wanna help August out. They're close and dear to me, and therefore I will protect them with everything I have. And everything I have is 1 coin, which I can spend.
Okay, you spend your 1 coin, and things are smoothed over pretty well. You're not exactly sure what this bomb they found is, but nonetheless, things are smoothed over.
I'm going to have to ask someone about that.
However, a few days later, you're busy training, wearing your uniform now. When Haikili comes and finds you. Now, what would Papa look like now that he is meant to be training properly?
I think he looks rather happy. He's enjoying himself. The uniform is spiffing, and it fits him impeccably. So yeah, he's wearing it properly. He is enjoying himself with a little red sash around him. What does the uniform look like? I'm assuming it is red and some sort of
it's a red
brocading.
sash on what would be a mostly whitish uniform. White being quite a symbol of a few different things. Firstly, it's status that you can afford to keep it that clean. Secondly, it's very much I don't get hit because I'm wearing a white uniform. And then it clashes lovely with this very bright red sash going across it. You would probably have a blade of some sort, whether you would want a plain rapier or whether you'd go for more of a saber, both of which are used by the Eruvians, both of which tend to be fine blades, relatively thin. Which would you
saber, because it sounds cool.
Okay, so you have a saber which is curved just about the last 3/4 of the blade. Is just a narrow curve, not a huge curve, not like a scimitar, but a curve that's much more gradual and gentle. The full front of the blade is sharp, and along with the back 1/3 at the tip. The hilt is a lovely basket sort of creation around your hand, and you've been practicing with this blade for a little while. As you're practicing, Haikili comes in.
I stand to attention, as I suppose I'm supposed to.
Looks you up and down. You're wearing the uniform. I did not expect you to be taking to this quite so quickly.
It reminds me of home, somewhat. I'm afraid that when I leave the academy, I must return to some matters, but I appreciate I've tried to keep it as clean as possible.
Well, now you are a student. You are welcome to train here. But I believe your group might want you. She pulls out like this piece of parchment. It's folded over repeatedly. You can see it's weathered. There's like a few different stains on it from like it being rained on and dried out, but it seems to be kind of a thick type of parchment.
Well, thank you. This is can only be good news. Reads.
It's a wanted poster.
Is my face on it?
Your face isn't on it. Marin, Ruby, and Edwine, you can make them out. The depictions aren't great. They're pretty bad. But you can tell who they are because you know them very well. Like, Ruby has a hat which is a little bit askew, and you're like, that's definitely Ruby, but the face is completely different. Marin is definitely there because he's holding, like, a rifle. No, 2 pistols, sorry. And there's a huge hat. But again, doesn't really look like Marin. The hat's just all the way down over her
the
face.
hat just covers most of the face.
The one that's most evidently one of your friends is Edwine, just because there's goggles, and then more goggles, and a huge trench coat, and he looks a bit startled. And you're like, that's definitely Edwine. Definitely.
I'm surprised they got them to stand still long enough for this.
How do you look startled with goggles on? Can I?
His mouth is kind of wide, and his hands are like out to the side. Yeah. That's the one I posted right there.
It's like someone caught you with flash photography, but they really, really didn't.
Yeah, exactly. Also, if we get fan art of that, that would be amazing. And it's very evident that your friends have done something to get on a wanted poster. It says, speak to the blue coats if you spot these individuals.
I always imagine him like, you know, those cartoon characters where like their goggles and you can see their eyes and their eyes are like huge in them.
Mhm.
That's how I always imagine Edwine.
They have
I
eyelids
specified
over
that
the
with the
outside.
character right. I was like, no, I want it to not make sense. Make my eye the lens. He was inspired by Mold from Atlantis, who has the
That's
cooler
exactly
ones.
what
Like
I'm thinking.
stalks.
That's what I'm thinking of. Yes.
Yeah, that's the character. That's
Awesome.
what I made.
You might want to go speak to your friends, see how they are.
Absolutely. I'm hoping they haven't caused you too much trouble.
They have done everything we wanted from them. Why they would be wanted, I do not know.
I might.
If you do find out, let us know.
I will, of course. It seems that I have to go and straighten them out again. Thank you so much for entertaining my desire to learn your style of sword fighting.
Do not worry, I'm always pleased to entertain your desires. You might not want to wear that uniform outside, though.
No, I, as much as I enjoy our affiliations, I think it's best to stick with my own crew.
Keep the sash, though. You look good in it.
Thank you. Good evening. And he goes off, he changes into his civvies and ties the sash around his neck.
Okay. Do you go find your group?
I try.
You go back to where you expect them to be, your little haven under the streets in one of the disused canal tunnels. And funnily enough, you find them there.
Okay.
As you walk in, you find Marin, Edwine, and Ruby all looking very tired and haggard around a table. And in the middle of the table is a bottle. About the size of a loaf of bread. That you initially think is maybe like a milk bottle until you do the second glance. And when you do the second glance, you realize that that's not just white, that's changing translucency, shifting around. It's like someone captured steam and forced it into a tight container. That's a ghost bottle. They have a spirit inside a bottle captured. Around the top, it's got these little electrocapacitors and stuff. The entire bottle itself is a weave of metal around it to keep the thing contained. Yeah. Enjoy.
Yeah, like Mercy's like laying and she looks like completely exhausted. Like her skin looks like she's like seen a ghost, and she looks drained and she's like half asleep. And usually she's the sassy one who's always has something to say, and she's just like laying down.
Well. Hello, everyone. It's good to be back.
Precious, hello. Where have you been? How's it going?
I've had a wonderful time. I hear that things haven't been quite so enjoyable for you. Come on, tell me what's up. How can I help? Is anyone going to drink that? Gestures to the bottle in the middle of the table.
I grab it and I like hold it underneath me and I like.
I don't think we want to drink Rorik's ghost.
Ah.
We found him.
Again.
Yes, but the other bit of him this time.
Okay.
We had a conversation, or at least Ruby did. He seemed angry.
It didn't make sense, really. He was shot.
Yes,
I've
I
been
can
shot
understand.
before.
He was shot to death, though, which I imagine makes you quite angry.
I suppose.
Eliza did it. She says from underneath her shirt, her jacket as she's laying there.
How much information
holding
has
the bottle.
Ruby, like, disseminated to us? Because most of that conversation we couldn't understand.
Yeah,
How much
I
of it
think
did-
I think what has been happening is that we've been sitting around the table with the bottle in the center of the table, and you guys have been asking questions, and she's just been slowly, like, exhaustedly answering you guys.
Cool.
So you have the information.
Cool.
Oh yeah, Edwine's been spamming questions just to like get all the detail. So then, what did he say? Like,
Yeah.
So yes, from what I've gathered, he knew what was in the box, and he acquired it for the specific purpose of gaining power. I believe, or something like that. Is
Something
just following-
demonic.
Yes, he said he called it a part of a demon,
Heart of a demon.
and
sounds
so
troublesome.
he opened it, and something happened, and then Lysa shot him.
Oh,
I forget exactly why. It's either that Lysa wanted the power or Lysa feared what he was going to do. I think he said he was going to kill Lysa, actually.
It was the demon.
I think she's quite smart for getting ahead of the game, really.
Yeah, honestly, I can't really blame her, because if your boss went and got himself possessed by a demon, that seems like the kind of... You want to make sure
Hmm,
you...
yeah.
It's a bit too far.
That's for later. You all look very, very tired. Shall I put on a pot of stew or something? You all... We can talk about this later. We can decide where we're going from
to
here.
decide what to do with. And Marin just points at the bottle that Ruby is like cradling like a child.
Well,
Yeah.
Get rid of it. Get rid of it. We don't need that.
When you offer
But,
tea, Ruby's
I'm
like,
confident it's
puts her hand up.
worth at least some coin. We did get into, it seems, a small amount of trouble acquiring it.
Ah, yes. I wanted to talk to you about that as well,
The building exploded.
because someone planted an explosive device.
No, that was separate. Marin looks over at Edwine.
So what? Oh, okay. Well,
No, the ghost exploded the building.
He was angry.
I didn't know they could do that.
Yes,
Neither did
apparently
we.
so. I got hit with a metal hook.
It looks like it.
It's like I had a fancy new bit of metal plating, and it just dented the whole thing.
Is that where my frying pan went?
It was a chunk of the ship. It was like just a bit of hole. It's back on it now.
Still,
There's
the
a
same
dent.
question. Is that where my frying pan went? Or just uses
Yes.
ship bits
Yes,
as
it
like
is.
a walk? Questions.
Yeah, meanwhile, Patras is like trying to collect his food, drink, trying to listen while preparing things to feed them with.
He might notice the new wing we have now in the base.
Yeah, we've been clearing out some of the old tunnels and putting some slightly less disgusting mattresses and like essentially made ourselves a little room to sleep in.
Oh, wonderful.
Some entrance has been like unbricked up, and there's now like a new sleeping area in it.
The quality is still terrible, so you've literally got like a couple of matches thrown down on the floor, and it looks pretty dank, but you have space now.
Sure, I can clear a space.
That one's yours. It's the cleanest.
Thank you.
There's a rat on it.
Or
Only
just
one, though.
grabs the rat. Throws it. We hear yes.
Marin, you feel satisfyingly full.
Mm.
Yeah, so where does this leave us? What do you need me to do? I'm here to make sure that we get you out of this little spot of trouble.
Well, we should make a decision about what we want to do with Rorik. What would be of the most value for us?
Yeah, there's quite a few places we could go to. There's the thing is that he's the former leader of the Crows, and now a bunch of other people are vying to be in control of their territory. So we could go to the Sashes and be like, hey, here's the guy who knows everything you need.
Alternatively, we could go to the inspectors, who I'm sure may improve our status with them if they can get some information and use that against both the Crows and the Bluecoats, who I'm sure they're interested in. Alternatively, the Spirit Wardens.
Ruby holds onto the bottle still because she's covering over it, and she says from underneath her jacket, "Oh, we could keep it."
And do what exactly, Ruby?
I have ideas.
There's definitely a few things you can do with a ghost at your disposal, especially one that has so much information. Though we must bear in mind, he will go mad at some point.
Still
Which
have the
means-
information.
It means we're on a certain time limit. If we want to sell it to people, they'll probably want a not mad ghost of the leader of the Crows.
What exactly do you want to do with a ghost, Ruby?
What exactly isn't there to do with a ghost?
That's
The possibilities
very
are
worrying.
endless.
Marin leans in to where Ruby's sitting, sits in quite close to her.
Ruby peeks up from her jacket.
This sounds dangerous.
Like we haven't done anything else dangerous? I don't know where my accent is. I'm tired. I've been awake for a bajillion hours, so I'm sorry.
Method acting.
It certainly wouldn't help us now. What do we get out of it in the long term?
What is it? You're saying it. Is
I
is
don't
there
know.
something
Spirit.
specific I'm missing here?
It's the spirit of Rorik.
Oh, you're talking about the ghost and not a thing you're doing with it. Okay. Because that's your
That's
looks
what
at
I'm
you.
trying to understand.
She looks at you questioningly.
ghost kissing is not a pastime I would condone.
There's always
You-
other ghosts.
And
we
you've done
can
it
have.
before?
Being about the place,
Marin has a point. We if we want a ghost, there's plenty of ways to get a ghost. This particular ghost has value in that he has information, and so we should sell him based on that information. As much as would be fun to have a ghost, I am a little bit worried it'll get us killed right now. And currently, I haven't thought of any experiments to do with ghosts yet. Once I have, I will definitely get one.
I will happily assist you in the capture of another ghost at that time, Edwine and Ruby.
As much as I can, yes, me as well.
Yeah, once I've worked out those gate sigils, then I can try and do some testing with that. But for now, we should sell Rorik because he's useful.
And
I've
a bit
never
light
put a-
on cash.
Spirit in a bottle like that before. I don't know if I could do it
Very
again.
impressive. I'm
Definitely not in your current state, but we've got plenty of time.
confident you will get even better at doing that. Hunting takes practice.
We also need to keep a low profile for a
It's
while
not-
after that incident.
Quite the same as what you were doing. Hunting, that is.
No. I can't do it, certainly. I think you'll be able to do it again, Ruby. I'll be there to help.
I don't know. It's kind of dangerous. The building almost collapsed on all of us.
Hmm.
And if it's dangerous, I suggest if you ever try it again, maybe only once more. And a very long time from now.
Hmm.
I don't want you getting hurt more.
We've got to rest up, and we've definitely got to keep a low profile. We made a bit of noise with that one.
So, our main options: sell it to one of the gangs, sell it to the Bluecoats, the inspectors. Oh, perhaps not the Bluecoats. The inspectors or the Spirit Wardens. I suspect they'd all be interested. Maybe put some feelers out, see who can offer us the best deal.
I'm not worried about going to the Spirit Wardens. I feel like if we tell them we have a ghost, they will just take it from us.
I agree with him. I don't think the Spirit Wardens are, well, the most kind.
That's fair.
Another friendly sort.
So the inspectors.
I'm not offend them, and they're not offend me.
Hmm. The inspectors, the crows, or the sashes, then?
Well, I have a couple of ideas. I have spent some time with the Sashes and gained a positive reputation. And I feel that if we just go and say that we have some valuable cargo to unload on them, essentially, they'll be willing to purchase it at a reasonable price. On the other hand, if we wish to destabilize the crows, then it might be worth finding out who the leader of the opposition is in that group, and then we can deliver them a ghost, and well, if it goes badly for them, it's their problem, but who knows?
That's a very interesting idea. That'd tear the crows to pieces.
Hmm.
Mechanically, you suspect that if you get rid of the red sashes, that's probably what they would do with it after they're done questioning it.
I figured that's less work on our end. And also the sashes probably have access to more resources than anyone in the crows would, unless it's directly Liza.
Yeah.
So I feel like from a out of game mechanical perspective, if we sell it to the sashes, we just straight get coin.
You get 6 coin and 1 rep.
With them, just immediately.
Yeah,
Cool.
immediately.
And
you retain your clock for ticking up another rep.
if we get it to the inspectors, that would be an opportunity for us to remove our wanted level. We could likely leverage it to get them to make the Bluecoats get off our back.
True.
Would we get any coin out of that as well?
You'd get some coin. You wouldn't
Will we
get
get rep
6.
with them?
Probably not if you're cancelling a wanted level. You could either have rep and some coin, or just coin, or coin and a decrease in wanted level. Bear in mind that wanted level's pretty much a bit more valuable, because the only way to normally get rid of it is to go to jail. So getting rid of that means a lot less coin.
Well, I guess you got to do your time.
You've been close to Liza. Maybe when it all falls apart on their side. I mean, they're good soldiers, good people. They're gonna need home. Maybe it could be with us.
If there's no resentment, bad blood.
Oh, you know there will be. Always is.
If they don't hold it for too long, then yes.
What?
Would the crows even hold a grudge against us? They aren't aware we've done anything.
Certainly, if we don't sell the information to them, that would work to our advantage.
You could also sell it to the crows, by the way, and they would buy it off you. Just to make sure no one else had it. Effectively, you get free reign here who to pick, and all of them will compensate you fairly.
So yeah, from a mechanical perspective, do we want to get rid of our wanted level? Selling the ghost.
Yeah.
Patris is here to help you get your heads down, so I'm going to vote for that one.
I'm leaning towards we sell it to the sashes. We find another way to get rid of the wanted, and
Selling it to the sashes would give
we
a whole
get
lot of power to them.
when the crows start like dwindling and falling apart, we pick up the scraps and make them our consorts.
Yeah, we can definitely add them as cohorts for sure. I
Or
think.
like, yeah, cohorts. I don't know what word I just said.
I mean,
I'm
we can consort with our cohorts.
tired.
Look, if you want to run some sort of sex-based pyramid gangster scheme, that's up to you.
I'm tired, you guys. I've been awake forever.
I
think my vote's-
for a reason.
I think my vote is red sashes because that's gonna mix things up the most.
So what we got? Red sausage. Ruby raises her hand. Looks like
Okay.
Edwine raises his hand.
I'm going
Yeah.
for the get our heads down option.
Inspectors?
Yes.
What about you, Maren?
Oh god, fuck! I'm the deciding vote.
No, not at the moment. It's 2 to
No,
1.
if you vote with Papa, then it's going to be 2-2.
Hmm. How badly do we want to avoid sending someone to prison?
Put it this way, it isn't an issue just yet. Your wanted level's only 1, but it's
Yeah.
hard to decrease. That said, giving this to the Red Sashes would massively tip the battle in Crow's Foot.
I feel like massively tipping the battle in the crow's foot is probably to our overall advantage. Especially wanted level right now just means our entanglements are going to be worse. Someone can eventually get picked up and go to jail. It's not going to be so bad as long as our wanted level is only 1. Like, it's not
Yep.
good, but it won't be as bad. And our tier right now is kind of trash, so that's not going to do a good job for that person though, because we don't have any rep. Yeah.
We will get 1 rep if we sell it to the Sashes, though.
Yeah. Well, no, we don't have a tier. Sorry, you roll incarceration. You roll your tier to see how it goes.
Yeah. If
Right
you're really
now,
high
it's
tier
not.
when you go to prison, it's basically like, okay, so here's your office. We'll bring you 3 meals a day.
Yeah, you take over the prison. So I think we need coin if we're going to go up a tier.
Yep.
I feel like we lost a lot of coin, so I think we should go with selling it and gaining rep with the sashes.
If you want to push your neutrality and don't want to get close to Red Sashes, you could potentially just go for 8 coin, no rep boost.
I mean, 8 coin puts us real close to raising our tier.
It's a difference of 2 coin.
We need
otherwise you get
rep.
6.
Well, so this is one thing that's important to realize. It's status. I think that's the word we
Oh,
need to
it's,
be
yeah,
using is
status,
rep.
not rep. Yep.
So
It's
we
on
won't
the
gain rep. We'll
factions.
gain status with the
One.
sashes. We gain
Yeah.
status with the
Uh,
No.
and 6 coin or 8 coin and no extra status with the sashes.
I'm
But more
Glad you
stats than
stayed coin.
Sashes will probably let them get close to you, offer you better jobs, trust you with
Yeah.
other stuff. If you want to
Okay.
also be pulled up when they become gang, like ward bosses,
Yeah. I feel like let's go with 1 status and 6 coin.
Yeah. I'm down with that.
So Maureen
Okay.
kind of pauses for a minute and
Okay.
looks between all of them. We already threw our hand in early with the sashes. It is best for us if they are most successful. Right now, the bluecoats are sniffing around. They'll always be doing that.
Very true. I always was a fan of their style. So I can deliver it. Someone else can deliver it. Either way, I think.
Let's go talk to them. See
I'm
what they
gonna
want.
go over and attempt to grab the bottle from.
I wouldn't touch that. Maureen like stops him, I think, because Ruby is.
I'm like, right.
Yeah.
I'll prepare the boat to smuggle it because don't want anyone to see we have this thing.
Oh, I saw the new decorations you added to the boat.
Yes, it should help it to keep out of sight when at least when it's not going anywhere. When it's in dark, I can make it look like it's derelict. I mean, it's not that hard. It just looks like it's half sinking. No one cares about it.
Yeah,
it's
Edwin's
been there the whole
basically
time.
bought some just like large tarpaulins.
Yeah, like it's now, what is it? It's
Camouflaged. When at rest, it is concealed.
perfectly camouflaged when it rests. So I'm imagining that, yeah.
And we have
While
quarters.
it's docked, it looks like it's a half-sunk pile of junk that's just kind of barely floating and has been there the whole time.
Would have thought you didn't need me around. All this work you've been doing.
Yeah, we may have made a bit of a name for ourselves in the wrong kind of way, but we've also been doing plenty of good work too.
How much coin do you have in your coffers right now?
Two.
Okay. Yeah, Papa, you would notice that wherever you store money, you don't have a particularly large place to store money. There is a small pile of slugs.
I'm
We've
very
been up to
proud
all
of you all.
sorts of no good.
Is something else you might want to know?
Huh?
Someone they want to get rid of.
Who's they?
What about this?
Oh yes.
Sashes.
And Sashes want to get rid of one of you?
No,
No.
the crows. The crows' assassination.
Yeah.
We may have played the field a little.
Yeah, the sessions came up with a very good idea.
We spoke with the crows and Liza, and she has a job for us. Would at least keep us in their somewhat good graces for a while, if we are interested. It's assassinating one of the leaders of the Lampblacks.
You see, the sessions had us pose as the Lampblacks to raid the crows and steal some money. We got to keep the money as well. It worked out very well. So now the crows think the Lampblacks have been attacking them, and no one has any idea it's us. And the red sessions are happy with us because we set it all up.
Well,
But
Yeah.
now the crows want us to kill one of the Lampblacks, assassinate him.
wet work. Are we set up for that?
Oh, we could do it. Just whether
They
we
seem
should.
confident. And she gestures at Ruby and Edwine. We're like, I feel like Edwine like holds up some bottle of something, and
Yeah, like the mad look in his eyes is like, oh yeah, poison's easy.
but perhaps not yet. For a
Yeah.
little.
We know where they frequent. Seems to be one of the brothels. I know some ladies there. Might help us.
It seems like we have the initiative.
But we have to make it like an accident. They don't want to be known that it's them that did it, and we don't want it to be known that we did it either.
Smart.
We do have some other jobs we can take.
Wonderful. Well,
Painting to steal, barge to sink.
that
Oh,
does
yes, that
sound
one.
like a lot of fun. How about we rub elbows with the Sashes first?
All right.
You've also got the
After this nap, I need some sleep. She stands up, carrying the bottle with her. Goes and lays down in their
You've
new
also got-
quarters. Actually, she just lifts open a trash bin, jumps into it, and sleeps in it.
You've also got the blow up a barge for the red sashes that they gave you recently. So do you want to just get the money and the payoff, or would you like to do a little bit of RP for that? It's up to you. In theory, you did the mission, so you can just get paid.
I don't think we need to RP
I
it.
don't need, yeah, I don't think we
In
need
which
to RP
case,
it.
please
I don't
mark
feel like
your
anything
rep
like
up.
particularly unique's gonna happen. So
Red Sashes is at 2 now.
So they like you quite a lot, so they'll go out their way to help you.
Ooh.
And you also get 6 coin. Now, bear in mind, you can't fit that in your coffers, so 2 coins for
So-
the coffer and a coin each.
2 for
Yep.
the coffer, coin
I
each.
like that math.
Yeah.
We each get a coin.
Now, bear in mind that literally you have as much coin as you can fit in your base without it becoming too much of a problem. Like, any more, and it will just start disappearing. Like, people are going to nick it. It's going to disappear between the cracks in the sofa or whatever. Like, your base isn't that big, so you can't carry that much coin
We have
with you
to get
day-to-day. Yeah.
a vault
A vault,
upgrade.
yeah.
Is probably something we want to go for.
So did we add a thing to the Sasha status thing?
Yeah, it's up to 2.
Okay.
Um,
That was already at 2.
God, no. So, with that, you also receive a message from Ulf. Ulf Ironborn. Now, Papa, you haven't met Ulf, have you? So you would know that he is a Scotlander who has been causing a bit of trouble recently. Few fights here and there. New in town. You don't know much beyond that.
Oh, I've heard of him.
Yeah.
I've heard lots of rumors.
So, you receive a message that he has a new job. If you would like to go talk to him about it, you can.
Well, what's our priority here? Make a bit of money.
We can
Oh,
see what he's
downtime.
got.
Downtime.
Oh.
Yes, I forgot you didn't do downtime. So, downtime actions. Papa,
I'm
you don't have
looking at my
downtime actions.
stress.
So, Marin, what would you like to do for downtime action?
Marin needs a new vice purveyor.
Funny
So
that.
Oh,
gonna-
shit.
she's gonna work on that long-term project. And I was just double checking the the downtime, getting someone to help you thing.
Yeah. I had mentioned, Ruby had mentioned to her that I would
mentioned.
Yeah.
sway them.
I mean, if Ruby wants
And I
to
think
spend
that means
one
I
of
have
your
to
downtime
spend
actions-
my.
Yeah,
I have
if you
to
want to spend a
my
downtime action right now to try and get Marin's clock up a bit, and that way she can actually rest using hers.
If we plan to do an easy
Well,
job,
so for any
then I'm
downtime
down.
action, take +1 die to the roll if a friend or contact helps you. So it doesn't have to be one of the group, but I can take +1 die if I can leverage
Yeah, who's your contact, Marin?
contacts. I have a spy, Valeris, or the dock worker, Ellen. So I feel like I'd
Dock
probably
worker Ellen
reach
would
out
make
The
to
sense.
dock
Ellen.
worker could help you with that one because they
Yeah.
are applicable to a boat that goes out. Like, they could probably get you the same person back again if they just sweet talk them. So,
Yeah.
it depends. Would you like to roll or Ruby to help you with this clock?
I think I will roll, and I will. Marin goes to Ellen, and attempts to pull some heartstrings and be like, "Help me, please." But it's still Marin, so it's like, "I need your help."
Sure. Okay,
Here's a
Marin.
drink.
Who do we need to... That's lovely. Thank you. Who do we need to talk to?
It's like in a to-go cup. Well-
Mystery drink in a to-go cup.
And she points like at the small boat that she normally would take out. They're unhappy with me.
Okay.
I don't think they would appreciate me just telling them to take me out.
Okay. Maybe we'll get them like a gift and a card, and I'll tell you what to write.
Would they also like a drink? I bought 2. I normally get 2.
Sure. That's a great idea. We'll try this. Do you want to try and like? What would you like to do? Sway.
So
charm?
she's this is just acquiring an asset, so I will make the roll. I guess it's probably like Marin would normally. I feel like it's probably swaying them, right? Like trying to, or maybe consort.
Consort would be to go for like a
Either
new one in
one.
general because you're talking to many people. Sway is like targeting one person. So either works. Both mechanically will get a new vice purveyor.
So I guess it's I'm at this point rolling 1 die because I will sway with +1 die from my dearest Ellen friend.
Okay.
And let's see how this goes.
3 ticks on the clock.
I'm
Coin.
gonna spend 1 coin to upgrade that to a critical so I can get my
So-
vice prayer back.
Like Ellen chips in and helps get them like some sort of present. It's probably not really so much a physical present so much as she puts a word in with her supervisor and manages to get them a better berth. And then along with that, they seem edgy. They're like, I don't know, Marin caused problems last time. Like she chucked like something overboard and she got a bit.
She was very insistent
Yeah.
on being like, we need to go farther.
And then like you hand over this little bag of slugs and they're like, okay. And you have a vice purveyor again.
Oh, thank the Lord. So the next thing she's going to do is indulge her vice.
Okay, roll for indulging your vice.
3. I will clear 3 stress. That is way better than where she was at. She like goes out on the boat and just stares and is very calm. And then gets back and like tips them. She's like, thank you. I'm sorry about last time. And then slinks away.
Okay. That's Marin's 2 downtimes. Ruby.
I definitely want to go see my vice purveyor.
Okay.
I do a little bit of gambling at Spogs
Give it a
and
roll.
Crow's Foot. Yep, I will roll that. Only 2.
You want to spend more downtime? A lot of gambling?
I don't know. I think I'll not do it.
Okay.
I am going to train, I think.
Sure. What are you training?
Resolve.
Okay. Get 1 tick in resolve. Edwine, what would you like to do?
I'm going to attempt to clear stress. I have 5. We'll see how this goes.
I actually have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Are we thinking about doing the poison thing or no?
I think it's still not right now. We're gonna go talk to Ulf and see what he's got to do, and then.
Okay, because I would do something different if and when
Yeah.
we're gonna do that job. Okay, cool.
I think probably not, because none of us cleared that much. I feel like we all
Okay.
still.
Yeah, maybe not a good time. Like, yeah, right now we should find something nice and easy.
Okay.
Pick
I'm
up
cool
a
with that.
couple of stress, all indulge our vice.
Cool, yeah, I'm in.
Okay. Edwine,
Boop.
you clear 6 stress.
Oh no! Oh no!
Did you overindulge?
Yes.
Oh, beautiful.
Whoops.
I think, as tempting as it is to send you out, I think I have need of you for some of the next jobs that are kind of relevant to your character. So overindulging, you get 2 heat, you're out for a bit, or you take 2 levels of harm, is it? Or is am I thinking differently? It's something else. There's another option. What's the other option?
So the options in Raw are 2 heat, lose your vice purveyor, or
Lose
you're
your vice-
gone for a while.
Yeah.
You could alternatively add some additional options if you want.
I mean, that's a question, actually. Do people want to be okay with adding 2 additional options to that? I was talking to Lauren about them, and normally it's you lose your vice purveyor, you lose your character for a little bit, you take 2 heat. The other options we were talking about is level 2 harm and 2 coin. Yeah.
Sounds fine to me.
Okay. Edwine, you way overindulge. It was very stressful, and you get blind drunk. What happens when you get blind drunk? Just a couple of words. What would be the first thing that comes to your head when Edwine gets blind drunk?
Drunk and yelling about things he shouldn't be yelling about. So spouting conspiracy theories
Okay.
and talking
blue
about
coats-
ghosts.
The Bluecoats are still looking into that in that pub. 2 coin to pay off the Bluecoats.
Yeah, all right.
Or 2 heat from pissing off the Bluecoats.
Heat isn't as big a problem, so I normally reserve heat for when it's a little bit higher on the track, so that heat makes more of a difference. So 2 coin for the Bluecoats then.
I'm imagining that like he's yelling about like bombs and inter-gang conspiracies, and then 2 bluecoats are like, "You're coming with me," and then he starts to like sober up as he's like, "Hang on, where am I going? This isn't good." And he's
Hello,
like,
hello,
"Wait,
hello, sir.
I don't."
You're coming with me.
And he's like, "Hang on, I got this," and just like, "Whoops! Oh, I dropped some money. What a shame."
Oh, well, sorry about that, sir. Wrong person. You have a good night.
You too. Falls over.
Okay,
Has no money
but you are
now.
completely free of stress.
Yeah, that was all my money.
You have a lot in your coffers, admittedly. So, with that, you've got another downtime action.
Yeah. Oh, also, distribute 2 ticks between. I'm gonna just put 1 on both my clocks for what's in the box and studying the gate. They're now both 2 away from completion.
Okay.
My remaining downtime. I'm thinking I might do some training.
You want to finish a clock?
I'm gonna hold off on those for a moment. Or would do people want me to do some clearing of heat? Oh no, we don't have any.
You don't
We're
need
just
heat.
wanted. Yeah, there's no heat to clear. Yeah, I do some training in prowess because I can train too, right?
You get 2 ticks in prowess.
Yeah.
Right. You want to go talk to Ulf?
Yeah, so when Papa mentions that Ulf's come to this, I'm like, oh yes, Ulf, he's nice. He had a job for us before. It paid pretty well. So he did the thing where he had wanted us to move a box, and I said, can you tell us what's in the box? No. Okay, well, what some conditions could the box be subjected to? Might it explode? Might it do something else? And he's like, any of those could happen. It's like, no one ever tells you what's in boxes.
To be fair, no one does.
Isn't that part of the point of putting it in a box so that people
Yes,
can
but you
see
can
it?
tell the person smuggling the thing in the box what's in the box. The important thing is that other people don't see what's in it.
I don't think we always want to know what's in the box. I believe it's referred to as plausible deniability.
It's true.
Yeah, but
Although-
also you can't
I do like
plausibly
knowing what's in
deny
the
a box yelling at everyone in the street because it's got a demon in it.
Maybe you shouldn't have gotten so close to the box.
But he didn't specify that people couldn't stand near the box.
Yes, no one told you anything
Oh.
like that.
Wave things in bottles near it. Normal boxes don't react when you put electro-sensitive chemicals near them.
If we were
And why were
delivering
you
normal
putting those
boxes,
chemicals?
we wouldn't be quite as rich as we are.
Should have got paid more for transporting fragments of
I
a
agree
demon
with
or
that.
whatever it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And like, pat. Let's go talk to Ulf and then do our next job.
Wonderful. Quite looking forward to this. I've missed you all.
We missed you as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think the longer you left us, the more likely you would have done something really stupid,
Probably.
like
Stupider.
catch a ghost.
Speaking of doing something really stupid, we're going to hard cut to Ulf's. Now, this is a pub in Devil's Furnace, which is one of the poorer areas of Crowsfoot. And this time, as you go in, there's more people hanging around, and they tend to be better armed. There's quite a few people. We're talking 20 to 30 you can see, all visibly armed or acting in a way that seems to suggest they are guarding the pub or the people around it, or they're keeping watch. And as you say, oh, we'll go do something for Ulf, we won't get any more trouble, we hard cut to the back, where it features you guys sitting at a table, Ulf on the other side, having drinks poured out for you. Each of you has the lovely, well-topped-up pint. Ulf is being extravagant with this. He's very much saying, thank you, you did a great job, I've got more jobs for you. And he goes, I want you to blow up a building for me.
Wait, what?
What a coincidence.
What kind of building? And is there anyone inside of it?
Well, you can get the people to leave first if you can. If you think you can get away with it. But I want you to blow up the North Hook Company. That bastion of imperial power.
What do you get out of it?
What do I get out of it? I get the destruction of a bastion of imperial power. One of the great companies that subjected my country to your global oppression. And also I can tell you where there's a little bit of money to be made on the inside. And you can grab that on your way out as your payout. I can get you rich, and I can get a building blown up.
How much is a little bit? A whole building is a big deal.
This would be an 8-coin score.
Oh, crap. Mm-hmm. Ambitious. I like it.
Aye. Who are you again? Haven't met you.
This
Papa.
is Papa.
It's
He's-
wonderful to meet you.
Aye,
Our-
Papa. Nice to meet you too.
He's our tempering influence.
You have a tempering influence.
I
Like
keep
I said.
them, I
He's
keep
our
them
tempering
safe.
influence.
And where's that skinny-looking lass? The other one. Not that
She
one,
had
not that one, the other one.
Samira had obligations.
Who?
Oh, you think I'm skinny?
I mean, it looks like you're half ghost or something. You're basically nothing of you. When was the last time you ate a full meal?
I eat plenty enough.
Actually, I have been meaning to talk to you about that.
Thank you for the offer. We will get back to you if we're going to be taking the job.
Aye, fair enough. Well, luckily, if you do take it, I have... he gestures to the 2 crates you got him.
That's what will
Explosives.
be.
Plenty of explosives.
Delivery to Norfolk.
Explosive.
Aye, well, you're a clever mind, aren't you?
You could have just warned us. You've told us now anyway.
Well, I didn't know you were going to do a good job because it was the first time I'd employed you. You never know if you were going to be some Imperial spy. And if you were, you would have been found in a canal. But you're not, so you're going to get paid well. I always
You've
appreciate
been
your
doing
work.
pretty good here. I'm curious about you.
Now you're curious about me. And many
Yeah.
people curious about me. What are you curious about in particular, girl?
Well, it's not so easy to make such a big impression, especially for someone who's kind of new around here. Just saying.
Aye. Well, he gestures expansively. He's quite a large man. I do make a big impression. What can I say?
I have to wonder where you're getting the things to make yourself such a big impression.
Oh. Now you're asking questions.
Everyone
Looks
has them.
around. Now I know he's a member of my gang, and he's a member of my gang, and you four, you do well, you do good jobs, but you're not members of my gang. You're the canal rats. So, where'd I get my stuff? It's for me to know. And fuck all of your jobs. But I appreciate it nonetheless.
Doesn't mean I ain't curious.
I understand
know,
that.
people
Don't
talk.
worry. People
Information's
do talk.
Information's important around here, you know.
It is, and people who talk sometimes end up in the canal. So,
We're lucky for us. We know it like we're from the inside.
I like you. Get another drink. And guy comes over and just pours another pint for you and for
Oh, yeah,
Ulf.
she drinks it. Cheers him.
Well, I do have some weapons that need moving. Specifically moving from someone else to here. If you're interested.
Maybe that's a good one to start with. Something like that, rather than blowing up a building and all. That's kind of a bigger deal, if you know what I mean.
And smuggling is our game.
It is. It's our expertise.
As I understand. So, if you could get those guns for me, I believe there's also a few things kept with them that will be able to pay for your services.
Where would we find these guns?
They're over in Mises Row. Mises Row is just south of, not south because the map's skewed, but it is near the Lampblack's area. And I will show the stream in a moment if my mouse starts working. There we go.
Just gonna get it past the lampblacks.
And how
So-
quickly do you need this to be delivered to you?
Well, the sooner the better. I have plans for these guns. I have plans for this area. Now,
I've
unlike
heard.
most of the gangs around here, I have a higher cause than just earning money for myself and making myself a king amongst a poor, underclassed people who are working as hard as they can to be able to just pay money up to their overlords. I have plans for this area.
Sounds like you intend to do some remodeling.
Sounds like you
And
intend
do
to be an
my
overlord.
favors. Not an overlord in the traditional sense. My job is not to be another O'Rourke. It's not to be a Lizer. It's not to be a Basho Baz or even a Mylera. I have different goals in mind. What I do,
Corinne,
the
I
money I
think-
get, is for taking on bigger fish.
Has a smaller smile, like just a very slight smile in the corner, and like leans in a little bit and says this very quietly. Are you talking about revolution?
He winks at you with such an obvious wink that it's almost kind of pointless to not just say yes. It's this huge, like the entire side of his face winks as he leans forwards. Hey, the girl's got it. She's a smart one.
I
They're
think
all
it was
pretty
pretty
bright.
obvious.
Leans back.
Really? Damn.
Yeah,
Well, now
we
you
could
know
start
too
all
much.
kinds
We're
of
gonna have to
trouble.
kill you. Quick, guys, if you got the guns. I'm
No,
kidding.
you don't have
It's
the
fine.
guns yet. We'll get
there
on
we
that.
go. You're all smart ones, aren't you? You're all pretty smart. That's why I employ you.
Here
Pretty
we go. We'll go
handsome.
get the
Thank you.
guns. We'll bring them back. You shoot us, sorted.
Perfect.
Just remember to pay us.
Pay you before I shoot you afterwards.
As long as we get the money.
I like you. Easy enough. 4 coins scored.
All right.
So out of
Talk
character,
light.
I feel like sinking barge or getting guns are probably our two least risky jobs currently. As
Yeah.
opposed to murder of a lamp black and blow up a building.
We
and
have
steal a
basically.
very large painting.
I'd say sink a barge isn't that far below blow up a building because there's probably people on the barge.
Yeah.
Yeah. But at least
I'm in favor of weapon
so
transport.
let's get
I think
guns.
the weapon delivery is more our style, and then yeah, the other two are kind of in similar situations. The barge one, I think, like the Lamp Black's barge, destroying that one, I think that one might be more up our alley than blowing up a building, primarily
Yeah.
because we are more well versed with travel on boats and such.
with barges, and we don't know for sure. That one was docked and a little bit of ways out, so it'll have people on it maybe, but it's not as like destructive. We just need to see the
Mhm.
stuff.
It isn't blowing up the Northook Company. Now, all of you would know vaguely of the Northook Company.
Yeah.
If you imagine like the East India Trading Company, that's
Yeah.
basically it.
Yeah.
This grand old-fashioned estate house is headquarters to the oldest surviving shipping and naval exploration enterprise in the Imperium.
Yeah.
The Northook Company has a massive fleet of trade ships and is considered by many to be a private front for government interests.
Yeah. See, blowing up a barge, you just put one hole in it. You're not blowing up the barge. You're sinking it. It's one hole. It's not the whole building. I feel like let's get some guns and then maybe sink a barge. And, but we could also do the murdering. I'm not massively opposed to it. Lauren's not opposed to it. Marin is less.
So, out of character, I'm of the mind go big or but go home. We've got to blow up a barge and a building. That's
No, we
the
need to
next-
sink a barge and blow up a building. There's a scale there.
Hmm.
Okay, I might have skipped a couple of steps in the barge plan, but either way, that barge is going down.
Okay,
Yeah.
Papa's idea is now barge, building. What if? Bang! Right, there we
was
go.
thinking-
2 in 1 score.
Crash
Run
them
the barge into the building. It's presumably close to the water.
It isn't. It
I
really
will
isn't.
say,
Okay.
sinking the barge was also. Who did the barge belong to again? It was for the Red Sashes, and it
It
belonged.
was Lamp Black.
Yeah, it's a Lamp Black's boat.
right?
It was a boat that was bringing them in like guns and stuff, and they wanted it sunk so that it didn't reinforce Lamp Blacks.
So I feel like if we want to do something that benefits the conflicts that are currently going on, related to the Lamp Blacks and the Red Sashes, that's not a bad idea.
We could also pin it on somebody.
pin it on the crazy.
On the
I
crow.
don't think that was as important. That's probably
But we could to cause a little bit more drama.
yeah. But if we want to do something that relates to the current gang war, then I would probably say we want to sink the barge. If we want to not get into that, then we should probably do the gun run.
Or we could combine the scores, steal the boat, fill it full of explosives, and send it under the building.
Why are you like this, Josh?
He's been away for 2
I-
episodes and 4 scores. He's
I
having
want
a
to blow
tender
something
thought.
up.
He wants to try and catch
I-
up.
I
Yeah.
suggest a gun run to start with so that we can have another set of downtime. Because isn't everyone injured still?
I'm bruised. Yeah, we've got
Okay,
some.
you've got lesser effect.
Except I have tough as nails, so
not
penalties
have
from
lesser
armor
effect?
1 less severe.
Yeah, Marin's a
I'm down
bit
for
black
that.
and blue right now. There's like horrible yellow blue bruises coming through now in some places.
We
She
do
seems-
have fine lampblack disguises, which we
That's
could
true.
use.
We could
we
use
could
that to get
use-
onto their boat to sink it. Okay, so
True.
it sounds like we're gonna sink a boat. We're gonna sink a barge first, or do we want to do a gun run first?
I think we do the gun run first.
Okay, let's do the gun run.
Yep.
Okay.
So we accept the job from Ulf.
Okay. Ulf gives you the location where there is effectively a cache of stuff, some of which appears to be guns and some which appear to be, in a case, sometimes documents, other valuable things, random bits and bobs of loot that could probably be put into a cart or something, and you could make off with it. But you'd probably need a cart to be able to carry it all. So bear that in mind. So, how would you like to approach this? It's a
So
small
what do we
building.
know? Yeah, what do we know about the building that it's in, and like how close it is to the canals? Is anyone in control of it? Like
It's
what
in
stuff that we know?
Shitbarn Lane.
Good.
Specifically,
want to
the
go
middle house here.
Yep, that's what it's called.
Yeah, it really is.
Barn Lane.
Okay.
Okay, so not directly connected to a canal, but probably relatively close to one.
Yeah. So it has a section of canal that you can see in front of it there. That's open canal that you can see down into the bit below.
I believe that's
Oh.
actually a bridge.
It's a
Because if
bridge.
you look, there's those structures going over canals in other places.
Okay, in which case that's
Like
a bit
over
of
on,
bridge then,
on
sure.
Hexham Canal.
So yeah, that's a bit
there's
of bridge between
some
these
of
two
those.
buildings. The building itself is that middle building there.
Hmm.
So it has a back exit which exits into a little quad. And it's got a front exit that goes onto a pretty medium quality like road. Like it's not bridge road, but it's not any of the smaller back roads. It's actually a proper lane.
It's named.
What would we be able to tell, just like cursory, if we went past the place to see like who's controlling this location? Like who are we taking these guns from?
Yeah, you would probably have a look around and you notice that there are some obvious people in lampblack attire.
There's always some fucking lampblacks.
They're gonna hate us.
Yeah,
Well-
they're based like 2 streets away. Makes sense.
Yeah, do we want to do a deception then on this? Like go in, pretend to be lampblacks and be like, we're just moving the equipment over to our HQ, and like walk out with it.
It sounds good to me.
We have fine lampblack attire.
Which will increase your potency.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You would
I
count a
feel
tier
like
up.
that's the best way, like in and out, like go in, pretend to be them, take the guns, walk away,
Yeah.
put them on our boat, and take them somewhere else.
Considering the uniforms we have, mate, like totally works.
Yep.
Okay.
It's probably easier than stealthing in or going in guns blazing.
Now, bear in mind, the lampblack attire means you can attempt this. Fine means your tier is counted as one higher, which means you'd be counting as tier 1. They're still tier 2. So it still wouldn't be like fully effective unless you were to use coin or something else to boost your roll.
Well, we also see how the engagement roll goes as
Yeah.
well, right? Like that's essentially.
Totally.
I don't think we can spend coin to boost an engagement roll.
No, I don't believe so. You can spend 1 coin to give yourself. No, I think there's an ability that allows you to spend coin to get extra dice. Yeah, I don't think you can do anything with the engagement roll. If you have extra information, you can get an extra die, but you don't really have extra information in this situation.
Yeah, I don't think any of our contacts are super relevant. For
I
this
would say
either.
because you have the clothing, you would have an extra die because you could at least approach as lampblacks, as opposed to having approach completely under stealth. Like you could have the cart with you in that situation.
I could spend coin to have a cart.
Yeah, you would need
Does
to
it
spend a
work like
coin to
that?
have a cart. It would just be you wouldn't need to do like an acquire an asset. You're effectively spending a coin to borrow a cart for the score. That would allow you to take everything pretty easily, whereas if you're taking it by foot, you would need to do a couple of runs or something.
Does anyone have like yeah, I mean I think that's what we do. I think we're gonna do a deception, and our method is wear lampblack uniforms and pretend that we are taking the goods like to HQ, and that we have orders to do so.
I'll give you plus
Yeah,
one
I
engagement
ha-
roll.
I
have an idea.
probably make some documents or something like that.
Yeah, I have a fine cover identity. I guess I could just find out what lampblacks use to identify themselves as ranked or something.
Yeah, remember that's an item of gear, so you can just pull that out when you need to, and then that's the cover identity you need during the score. You don't
Okay,
need to decide it
that's for
beforehand.
later then.
Don't worry,
Yeah.
it's not
Cool.
Shadowrun. So you have.
So I feel like if we're spending a coin to borrow a cart, this better be like a lampblack cart. Like this cart better also be.
I mean, the
part
cart
of
doesn't
our
need to have the livery of
disguise.
lampblacks. You just wearing the lampblack clothing is good enough. They don't have like painted on the side like lampblacks cart. Like, come join us. How's my driving?
They just
Very
paint
expensive
flames on it.
cart. Like that's a very expensive cart to cost a coin. We're smugglers. I feel like we have a fucking cart.
That's like a whole
no,
thing,
that's
though.
a vehicle which you
That's
can
a
get,
vehicle
and
we
you
need to
chose to
buy,
have a
right?
cargo, a barge.
But
Yeah.
surely that
No,
means like a
The
carriage.
vehicle's a
like,
carriage. Like this is I'm assuming a hand drawn. Like okay, describe this
okay.
cart for me. Like, right, explain
Two
why
horses,
this is. That makes sense?
Cart, like behind it. Big,
Okay. If it
like-
involves horses and things like that, it's fine.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
imagining
it's not a hand
like,
cart. No, like this
a
is enough
push
that you can
cart.
dump all the stuff into the cart. Like this
Okay,
is
cool.
like it's not
Right.
just like you're not getting 4 coin out. You're getting 4 coin and some guns and some other stuff. Like half of that's for.
No, I understand now. I
The
just I needed
wheelbarrow.
some clarification beyond what I was imagining, which was a hand cart that we were spending a lot of
like a
weeks' wages
wheelbarrow.
on.
Oh yeah.
Not
no.
like borrowing
Like
horses.
wheelbarrow, I just feel like you have a wheelbarrow. Like you can literally
Yeah.
find that. Like don't
Yeah, I
care
was
about wheelbarrow.
imagining a wheelbarrow, and I was like, "What the fuck? Like a grocery cart?" Like,
It's a 1 coin wheelbarrow. It's really good quality.
Yeah, just steal a trolley from Tesco's, we'll be fine.
oh no, the wheel's locked. Ah, they did that.
Yep. Okay. So spend a coin from somewhere. You have yourself a cart. That's effectively going to remove effectively.
Should we spend that from the group?
Yeah, let's spend that out of the group.
yeah.
That'll,
there we go.
that'll effectively cut off like a third of the mission because you don't have to go back and forth to like transfer equipment and stuff.
Cool.
You also have your lampblack attire, which will give you an extra dice in the engagement roll because it allows you to get closer without being questioned. So
Cool.
that'll be a 2
I'm
dice
glad
engagement roll.
chat was also confused with me. Cool. Okay, so we have a cart. We have uniforms. We're going in the front door. Do we want to just roll our engagement? Why are you
Yes.
laughing? Why are you laughing at that, E?
Sorry,
What's
do you
going
want to probe the back door first? I don't know.
No, this is not a backdoor entry. There's no probing involved. We are brute forcing our way in.
Oh, you're changing. Okay, you want to brute force you? Sure.
Wait, no.
Papa, roll the 2 dice engagement roll. We haven't been here for a while.
I
Let's test
don't
your
want
luck.
to. This went badly last time.
We should attack the lampblack building while dressed as lampblacks. They'll just be confused.
It's 2 dice, right?
Normally it's 1 dice, but you've got +1 dice for having
Can't
your
spend
clothing.
stress on this, can we?
It's pure fortune.
No, it's
No.
there's like spider abilities that you can pick up that do allow you to modify the engagement roll, but not this one.
There we go.
You've got fortune dice as a button, right? That should just.
Yeah!
It didn't come through.
Yours-
What did you roll?
6 and a 5.
A 6. Okay. Which means you're in a controlled situation when you encounter your first problem. So we do a flash cut to the inside the building. You've got your car outside. You walked past a couple of sentries who were just like smoking just against a lamppost nearby, painted black. Roll20 is having horrific problems recently. It's had problems for about 3 to 4 weeks, and it still isn't fixed. I'm probably going to ping them again later. This is
where it comes through, and it's 2 1s.
we hope Josh is telling the truth. So yeah, we cut
Josh,
to the
take a picture of it on your phone and then show us on your camera.
Prove
Just
Okay.
saying, we can prove it.
This is 100%.
Or share your screen.
I need to take the photo because
I would only
there's
care if you
very
rolled
impor-
like 2 6s. I'd be like, we need proof of 2 6s.
No, there's very important information in there as
Okay.
well. It's
Oh, that's where you typed. Okay, I can't read what
Yeah.
you typed.
Oh,
can zoom
yeah, I
in.
see it.
What does it say?
It's 6 and a 5. Pet fortune.
Papa
Papa
going in
going
the front door. Winky face. Okay.
God damn it.
yeah,
I'm so glad I leaned in for that.
that was totally worth it. Anyway, yeah, we cut to the middle of the building. You've walked in the front door, and at this point, one of the lampblacks has got up from what appears to be kind of a grotty couch off to the side that has seen better days, and walks up to the front of you. What do you think you're doing here?
well, we were told to. Hello.
Told
We're
by
here to
you.
collect-
Who are you?
I'm Barry, and I'm here to collect a few carts. I don't boxes, just
Henner?
stuff.
Is Henner the name of the second in command?
Yes, I believe so.
So we have at least the name of the second in command as well as Bazo. So like we could drop some important names.
Barry told you. Right, you're Barry. Henna told you,
No.
Barry.
I'm Barry,
Yeah, well, I've never seen you before, Barry.
new recruit. I'm just grabbing, numbered boxes that I was told to grab.
Henna's the thug. Pickett would be the second in command. Okay. Would you like to sway this guy?
Not really.
Okay. Do I see you struggling?
Oh, your entire group's
yes.
entered. This is a group thing, yeah.
Yes,
Oh.
yes, you do. I could sway. I would
I
rather
sta-
consort.
I step forward and I'm like, look, we're just trying to do a job. I hand him the paper, like some document, the paperwork that we had.
Is that an item you have?
Yes, I have documents.
Oh, I took a normal though.
Normal. Oh, yeah,
Oh,
sorry. What's
yeah,
your roll?
no.
Yeah.
Normal mode. Or
Normal.
not normal mode.
Normal.
Yeah, sure.
Normal. Okay. So yeah, you hand over documents. Pap, are you using your cover identity?
Yes, Barry.
I can do this way.
Okay.
It's just a name tag that says Barry.
But you can help.
What would this be for position and effect?
I think it's risky. No, you're in a
Your
controlled
position is
position.
controlled.
It's controlled.
'Cause-
So controlled, and then this brings it up from a limited effect to like standard effect. Papa, if you want to assist, you can.
Yes, with one stress.
Okay, Ruby, get an extra dice. Controlled standard.
Okay.
Marin doesn't do it. She just keeps.
Do I get
putting-
extra dice for the documents too?
No, that just brings your effect up from limited.
Right. 6.
6. Okay. Tighten in the back, see what they want. Just keep an eye on them.
We're looking for these ones specifically. I kind of show on the paper.
He can't read, can he?
Keep an eye on them.
Having trouble reading that there.
That slip from you. Go on.
Sorry. Just trying to get my job done. Got time to stick to.
I hold up a clipboard. I'm like, we've got a lot to get through today.
And then I walk past.
You. By the way, just so that you're aware of the setting and stuff, you wouldn't have a watch. There might be watches for really rich people. Because they're pretty advanced clockwork. But lower class people would not have watches in general.
Yeah, it's more of
Some
just
have
like,
would. Oh yeah,
say the
yeah.
time.
Is this still like a daily work cycle that people follow?
There'd be like
Or
big clock
bells.
towers around in some places and bells that
Right,
do
yeah.
the shift change hour.
Instead
You
of
know what,
tapping
I
your
have
wrist,
seen-
you just point at the clocks wherever they are.
You just gesture.
And we walk. And we go to where we need to go, pick up the stuff.
So, effectively at this point, you're in the door. Now you just have a clock. The clock would be get all the equipment out without raising any suspicion. So effectively, you've got 2 clocks. You want to get all the equipment out without raising suspicion. Now,
How many
it's-
pies?
Both would probably be 6-pie clocks because it's quite a lot of equipment, but you also have them in like a controlled circumstance you got through the first part without any issue. So basically, the situation here is you can tell me how you're going to try and get the stuff out. You can keep swaying them, keep talking to them as you're trying to get the stuff out, because effectively you want to just completely get everything out of the place. That's the job here. Shift everything out. And at some point, they're going to start cottoning on if you keep swaying them, but you can keep swaying them, keep them distracted. You could try and do some like stealth to try and get some of it out. It's up to you how you want to try and get all this equipment out. You've gone completely
So-
controlled, so
I do think each of us have smuggler's rigging. So I think that's probably where anything that's not in the boxes gets tucked into the smuggler's rigging. At least Marin does that, right? So anything that's we have our official inventory list that we're taking, which is like these very clear boxes of weapons, and everything else that's like whoop, and it just sort of disappears.
I'll say for that, I'll tick a bit on your clock instantly, just because you can't really hide the boxes, but you can hide some of the stuff, and every time you go past, you can hide some stuff. So every time you basically amounts to 1/6 of the entire amount of stuff.
Yeah, so between all of us, we can carry 8 load worth of items.
Yeah, so that'll effectively get 1/6 of it that they just won't know about. So we'll just tick that on the clock instantly anyway. I will add that to the canal rats.
So I think that's Marin's tactic. She's going very like prowling, like kind of going around and slipping things in as anyone's distracting them. I'd also probably study to see if, or maybe survey, just to kind of watch, like 1 or 2 of them's watching us, but the rest of them have jobs that they're supposed to be doing, like whatever it is they're doing. So just trying to like leave when the fewest people are between them and the exit.
Okay, yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
That sounds like a setup action to me.
Yeah. Yes. That works. Do you want
To
me to
that
roll it?
end, I think Papa will be alternating between grabbing some stuff, but also if people start looking too closely, he'll just make small talk, distract them, and then be like, where's good to drink around here? Where's the closest pub? How about we go there?
If you want to just like distract a lot of people, just go around them individually, consult would be great for that if you're going for that.
Yes.
So this sounds like the first action is going to be a Marin doing a setup to Papa's consort. Marin, what do you want to use for the setup action?
Probably it's probably survey, just to kind of watch their patterns, watch who's there, and like occasionally like tap Papa and just like point at someone who seems like particularly curious about what we're doing, so that he can sort of direct, like more pointedly consort.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah. I'm heaving stuff
what?
around.
This is a setup. Do I want to push myself yet?
It's only a setup, so it's up to you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take it. It's risky standard, I assume.
Yeah.
A 5.
5. Okay. So the consequence is going to be that we just put a tick on the lamp black suspicion. They see you off to the side. This bird's constantly circling. Some of them are a bit like, okay, that's just a bit weird. She's
occasionally
weird.
Marin just
her
like
eyes are just pitch black. I swear I would have heard about her if she's in the lamp black. Someone would have mentioned her. She's kind of weird. But she does aid Papa, so that gives 1 dice to the setup, right?
I was just looking at what setup was again, because it's a little bit different. +1 effect level or improved position.
That's up to you then.
Perform a setup action if you have indirect effect on an obstacle. If your action has its intended result, any member who follows through gets +1 effect or improved position. Since setup action can increase the effect, it's also useful.
Okay, so it's up to you. Do you want to take increased effect, Papa, or do you want to take increased position?
Increased effect, please.
Okay, in which case you'll be consorting with great effect.
Oh, yeah. And I just realized I have a fine bottle of whiskey. I was thinking about sending them all off to the pub, but I'm just going to get them round the back of the warehouse and like pour out a few of those. So that is 1 load taken up.
By itself, it won't push anything up because it makes your tier 1 their tier 2, but it's going to help a little bit narratively.
No, that's fine. Consort. Position risky?
Risky, great effect.
Great. Oh, you know what I will do? I will also push myself at this point.
Okay.
For 1 bonus dice.
So Marin keeps signaling Papa, occasionally just looks over and gestures, and Papa goes over to each person who starts to be a little bit suspicious. With 6, great effect, you tick effectively 3, but great effect means you tick 4.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Papa. You go around and start consorting with the 2 in there. Each time anyone gets remotely close or takes some suspicion in what Edwine or Ruby are moving, you just get in between them, you talking, you gesture at the bottle of whiskey. They seem a little bit confused at first and then notice the smell of the whiskey and they get a little bit more distracted. And then you kind of leave them, you pass them off, and then just go over to the next one. At one point, the guy who approached you when you first came in walks in to check what's going on because it's been a good half an hour of you loading stuff, and you just gestures the bottle of whiskey, you start talking rapidly, and
Yeah,
he's
just
wrapped
like, you were very
fascination.
polite. Taps bottle of whiskey. How about take the weight off your feet? And then just
Yeah,
he
okay.
doesn't even like wait for him
Sure,
to respond. Just pulls one out and puts it in his
okay.
hand.
Oh, this is good stuff. Sure. Meanwhile, behind his back, Ruby and Edwine, this crate just...
Shove stuff in their pockets.
Yep. Okay, yeah, you're up to literally like one tick off the full clock. The lamp blacks are going to take their turn. I do not have a lamp black sheet, so I'm just going to roll a fortune roll using that. They are tier 2. Partial, so they get 2 ticks on my clock. Your turn. What action would you like to use next? You are literally 1 tick away from getting all the loot.
Yeah, can I use lost and found and hide?
Just hide the last thing.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to because it's still crates. Like, we're talking full-on crates, so...
Oh, they were more than one load.
Yeah, definitely. These crates are, like, they wouldn't even count really as load.
Can I steal something extra that's one load?
Sure. It will totally just count towards the money you're going to get paid because it's there anyway.
Sure.
But
Yeah, because I feel like that's the pieces we've been hiding is the things that we're taking for coin and not the like.
Yeah, you've been
goods
cherry
that
picking some of these more valuable individual items, and that's effectively the coin you're getting. But yeah,
Perfect.
I imagine Ruby is totally stealing stuff on the way, and this is going to count just in amongst your random rolls and stuff. You don't need to make any specific roll for this. Just see Ruby see something particularly valuable. It might be something like a figurine that's like very well carved, and you're just like, yep, that's mine now.
Yeah, and it's hidden.
Perfectly
Okay.
hidden. Just there we go. Never seen again. How would you like to get the last bit of loot out?
Is the important part just distracting people for a little bit longer?
That can be one way of doing it. Alternatively, you can say, oh, you barge your way out, or you can say, I want to try and stealth my way out. However you think you could set this up, and then we'll narratively talk about where that's applicable. You've got total option right now, because you went in very controlled, you rolled a 6 on your engagement roll, you did the first section with a 6, so...
I can always cause some distraction for them to give us a little bit more time with Rec. I'm not talking like set up a bomb. I mean like make some crates fall over. So they're like, oh no, we've got to clean this up. Let us be distracted by this for a minute.
I see.
Okay. That's probably not so much wreck, because the ability to knock crates over isn't even a dice roll. It's more you acting to be like, oh no, I didn't mean to knock those crates over. That's more of a like a sway, or maybe even something similar to that. Because knocking over crates is just like I can knock over crates.
Yeah. We can fake knock over some crates.
I like that's a good distraction. I feel like
I
maybe
feel like
we do
maybe
it as
Edwin.
work for 2 people.
Yep. You could again
Yeah.
use wreck as a setup if you wanted in that to make the crates smash nicely. So would Edwine like to wreck crates to set up Ruby's sway?
That's probably a good idea.
I like that. I think that makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
Okay, so we've got Marin over one side and Papa, and when like they start to get a bit suspicious of Marin, Edwine and Ruby switch out, and Edwine's like, "Oh no, I knocked over a crate." You roll to wreck.
All right. The position and stuff matter for this?
Again, position's going to be just risky and standard effect.
Boop.
Okay, I'll
5.
put a tick on their clock, but you do
I'm
succeed.
imagining because it's like I'm making a roll about it. There's like a smart setup involved where like I take some crates, I slide them, then I get like a piece of wood and lean a corner of a box on a piece of wood, tie a string around it, walk across the warehouse, then while on the other side, yank the string, quickly reel it in, so the box falls off and I'm on the other side of the room.
Yep, this box just on this top of like maybe 2 or 3 other boxes. And these ones are empty. You don't even need to shift these ones. So you've just gone over and been like, yeah, totally empty. And then Yunk smash, lovely shatter. Like you might have even prized out a few nails beforehand to make sure it doesn't hold together, and it just breaks across the floor. And like the two guys look over, one of them starts that way and then's like, no, you got it. The other one goes over to have a look, at which point Ruby goes to intercept. Ruby, you gonna roll sway on that?
Yeah.
Would you like increased effect or increased position? Bear in mind you only need one on the tracker, so increased position is probably better.
Increased position is fine.
Okay, you'll be controlled standard then.
I'm gonna roll stress for this too. Or I
Okay.
don't roll, but like take stress. So this is risky standard, you said?
Sure, and +1 dice and you take 2 stress. Go for it.
And then okay. And then the other thing is for him, right? The effect.
Edwine gave you increased position, so you're controlled.
4?
A 4. Yeah, again, I think in this case, you've been very controlled this entire time. So, with a partial, they're just going to get another tick on their clock. There's no reason for them to do anything else right now, which means that their clock is 1 away from being complete. But you also tick your clock, which means you complete get the loot, and the Lampblack Suspicion is 1 tick away from being too much. So, with that, you fill up the
Fine.
cart.
I told you.
The card
Stop
is
making such a
completely full.
mess.
And you go. And the camera sees, about 2 minutes after you leave, a couple of lampblacks walk around to the door. Yeah, Basho sent us to pick up the stuff. Wait, what? I thought sent us to pick the other stuff up. No, what do you mean? No, some other guys came in just 2 minutes ago and picked up all the gear.
I feel like that's happening. Like we look like we're taking the cart to the Lampblack HQ, and then right when we get to the corner, we like round it and immediately push everything onto our boat,
Yep.
which is
Straight
just
onto the
like
boat.
sitting in the water, this derelict looking thing, and then vroom, 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 whatever
Okay.
weird engine it's got going, and we hightail it to the furnace.
Yeah, and you do. That's it. You've got a 6 on your engagement roll, you managed to do a 6 on the first encounter, and then you managed to just about fill up your clock just before they filled their one up. You go, you meet up with Ulf. Alright, so, what'd you get me? You bring in
We should-
your crates. You have like some guns, there's some pistols in there, there's a few rifles. There's also like a crate full of swords, which seem to be like low officer pattern. There's also a couple of other things here and there. You also have your money. Papa, by the way, you'll have noticed that on the side of the barge is painted the name The Argle Barge. That's been added since you were last here.
Mm-hmm.
And you
Not
get
crazy
paid your
about the
4
name.
coin.
It's, I don't know, name just came to us. Echoed across the cosmos.
Yeah, you get paid your 4 coin.
Okay. I guess put one on
Nice.
each of our sheets probably is easiest for the math.
That works.
Yep.
Nice. Now I have a coin again.
I know. Easy coin, easy go.
Okay. Done. Let's roll some entanglements.
Wow.
Yeah. Not me this time.
Well, that's good. All right, I'll roll our wanted level.
Okay. Roll it up.
I have to get a second barge and call it Foo for All.
5 on the entanglement, and you are heat 0. Rivals are unquiet dead. Now I know what I'm tempted by.
Yeah, that's fair.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now you still haven't really done anything to piss off spirits, because the only spirit you've pissed off, you really just dealt with really well. So I think.
Well, so remember, Unquiet Dead could also be someone who died, right? Like
But you haven't
Oh,
killed
I guess,
anyone.
but we haven't
Yeah.
had any heat. We haven't.
The only max
Oh,
heat
we
you've
should
had
do our
was from.
heat first.
Yeah, should do your heat
Yeah,
thing.
we may not. We should do all of that first because
That's true, because that might affect the roll. So downtime.
like the roll
heat.
will still be the same, but
Yeah. Smooth and quiet, low exposure, contained. It was contained because they did see you. They know who you were. They got the faces, but nothing actually happened, like, particularly bad. So actually, I might... What do you think? It might be smooth and quiet, but with +1 heat because it happened on hostile turf, or it could be considered contained and standard.
I mean, it definitely happened on hostile turf.
Yeah.
So I feel like, but I feel like it was smooth and quiet.
Yeah. So you'll take 1 heat.
Okay. Which we will lose soon enough.
Yeah, you'll lose it as soon as your downtime actions start. I think that means it's going to be rivals. A neutral faction throws their weight around. They threaten you, a friend, a contact, or one of your vice purveyors. Now, a neutral faction... Are the Lampblacks still neutral with you, or have you taken a minus to their rep?
They
are still technically neutral.
They're still technically neutral.
They don't know we've screwed them over yet. They still don't.
Well, they got your faces now. So it makes sense that now they're going to throw their weight around. Because they're like, pretty sure it was these guys. We're not certain because, you know, obviously it's a person describing you. But it matches these guys. So they start to push their weight around. They threaten you, a friend, or a contact, or one of your vice purveyors. In this case, who would they threaten?
What area is this in?
This is...
I feel like they threaten one of us directly. In this instance.
I think in this case they're going to threaten one of you directly, and... I'm thinking Edwine, but Edwine already had difficulties earlier, so I'm probably going to lay off Edwine. So Papa.
Not Barry.
A little bit of the face of the group. You gave one of your cover names. And because of that, they corner you. One day, you're just out, minding your own business, and a group of 3 of them walk up to you, and they start harassing you and questioning you, being like, what were you doing the other day? Huh? You got any work recently? What do you do?
Any work? No, I prefer not to.
Do you pay them with 1 rep or 1 coin per tier of the enemy as an apology, or fight back and show them who's boss?
Oh, damn, they're tier 2, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
What was the third one? Fight back?
Fight back and show them who's boss.
Oh. What does fighting back involve? Is that a roll?
Yeah, we'd effectively go into a quick little thing where you have to roll a few things, fight back, get away, or whatever, and then there'd probably be a negative reputation hit.
Yeah. I think it's time that we took a reputation hit from them. So Papa's gonna fight back. It's like, please stop harassing me. There's better things for you to be doing, like
Come off it.
Protecting your warehouses better.
One of them pulls out like a kosh, piece of leather with what appears to be a metal weight in the end. Starts swinging it idly back and forth. What to do with this?
Papa's going to bust out his new moves. He takes off his sash. Now, I warn you, this might hurt because I don't know quite what I'm doing. I'm not
Jesus Christ, Grandpa, just get on with it.
Okay.
There's 3 of us, there's one of you.
Unsheathed saber.
This
sash
is
in other hand.
rivals. So
Rivals.
it's not.
Oh, sorry, I read reprisal.
We do still lose the rep, but you don't have to get into a fight.
Yeah, you don't get into a fight. Sorry, reprisal is you have to fight back. Rival is you stand up to them and show and lose 1 status.
Oh.
So effectively, as soon as you draw the saber, they just look at you like, fine, that's what we want it to be. That's how it's going to be. We'll remember this. Looking at the saber again, start backing away.
I hope you do.
Good
day.
Corner.
Yeah,
waits a little bit. Sheathed saber.
Okay. Your reputation with the Lampblacks goes down to -1.
Damn.
It's not like they're going to be around that much longer anyway.
that was my reasoning. Yeah.
Yeah, that was someone in the chat was like, isn't all this dunking on the Lampblacks going to come back to haunt you? And it's like, not if we dunk on them enough.
Sure, go to war with them. Okay, do you pay your ward bosses?
That's the
How much
crows,
is
isn't
it? Pay them.
1 coin.
I feel like we're not completely out of like we're not trying to completely ruin their friendship, and this was a job we did that wasn't for or against them. So I feel like yes.
I don't
Probably
know.
just pay them easier.
It's
Apple
definitely
would be
four
okay
of
with paying them.
Okay, show of hands. Who wants to pay them? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
We've got the coin in the bank.
Okay.
I
One
was just
coin.
like,
up the
oh,
sheet.
we can take the risk of not paying them.
You're sleep deprived. Your judgment's impaired.
It's fine.
It's actually a viable option, but yeah, if you want to play it safe, you pay 1 coin.
Yeah, we pay them off. Yes.
Eliza's like, sure, thank you very much. Bit curious where those guns went that you stole, but fair enough. And you pay 1 coin, everything's good. Yeah.
I mean, she doesn't care
What
as long as
gun?
line blacks
Yeah.
don't have them anymore.
Effectively, Lamblacks don't have the guns, so she's like, I don't care. They didn't seem to go to the red sashes, or whatever. So, you're good. You go into downtime. Who would like to do downtime actions first?
Woo!
I feel
Like chicken tonight?
like I should be risky. Should I be risky?
Where
I
are you
have
going?
4 stress.
Okay.
Yeah, me too. I'm also considering.
Right?
Gonna
4
indulge
stress is
in my
a
vice.
difficult
For
number.
sure.
Might we want to decide what our next mission is? Because there's a few things we've got at the moment where
it's true.
the mission affects what downtime we want to do beforehand.
Do you want to blood the building?
Yeah, I do.
No, I don't.
Barge. I could do
I
barge.
feel like we should sink the barge.
Yeah, do the
Yeah.
barge.
I feel like
Still get
sinking
to
the
blow up
barge
something.
is
Just
good.
a smaller hole.
Small hole.
Just
I think as well when we're debating like what we do next, everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, we should be careful about doing too much work for Ulf. He's just gaining a lot of power very quickly, and we don't want to
Mhm.
accidentally put him in charge of the place when we're trying to make the red sashes."
You would know that mechanically this is more a let's screw the Imperium rather than it's going to empower him in any particular way.
It'll
Yeah,
help.
but I feel like we also haven't done anything for the sashes for a little while, and we
Okay.
are trying to get them more power. And fuck the lamp blacks at this point. We need
Yeah.
them to sink and sink fast so that our status with them doesn't matter.
mm-hmm.
Oh, how much rep did we get from the last mission?
Ooh, rep.
And heat.
We got no heat. We got 1 heat.
You got 1 heat,
Yeah, we got
which
1
would
heat.
go down
And-
at the beginning
yeah.
of this.
Which we lose.
Yep, that's gone now. Now that we've dealt with
Rep.
the reprisals.
Where's my rep sheet?
That's
There
how
we
our
go.
heat works. Either we have no heat or we
You
have
earn 2 rep
we
per
gain a
skill.
wanted
If the
level.
target is a higher tier, then you take 1 per tier higher. 4 rep.
4 rep.
4 rep?
Oh, one
Only-
more.
We're only 1 rep away
We need
from being
one
able.
more.
We
Actually,
need
how much?
1 rep and 2 coin.
Two coin? Really?
Yeah, because we've got 2 in the bank and we each have 1, right?
But to
6
go up
coin.
a tier, it's only 2 coin.
We need 8 coin total.
Oh,
That's what
8
I'm saying.
coin,
We need
right,
1
okay.
more rep and 2 more coin, and we can go up a tier.
You guys only have
feel-
one coin.
I've got
each?
2 coin.
I have 3 coins.
I have 1.
Wait,
This-
do we have 8 coin between us?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Probably.
Okay. Cool.
we can go up a tier.
How do you have 3 coin?
Ruby
What?
hasn't had many complications in downtime that have required
Oh,
money,
that's fair,
whereas
that's fair,
Pepper, Edwin, I think even Marin have. So
Right now,
Yeah.
I would have 3 coin if I hadn't just
Yeah.
lost 2 of it paying off the blue coats.
Okay, so we're gonna sink a barge. In which case, do we need anything in particular for sinking the barge? You might need to acquire
Explosives.
some sort of explosive asset.
effectively, if you want to sink a barge, you can do so very, very slowly with just normal tools. You just drill a few holes and wait a long time, make sure no one finds the holes. Explosives will make that a lot quicker, as you can probably guess.
Grenades be enough, or would I need a bomb?
A grenades are specifically designed to throw shrapnel. That's not going to sink a boat. It might help, but it's not going to sink a boat.
These
by
boats
default.
made of wood.
Yeah, wood is also very good at absorbing shrapnel. It would help, but it's not going to.
Woods are also very flammable.
You could burn it, yeah? Could burn it.
You could just burn the barge. That is true.
That's the point. Yeah, I've got
That's what I'm
loads
saying,
of
if, like,
alchemical stuff for setting
if
fires.
you could set enough fires that they couldn't put it out, like it would give people time to jump ship. They probably have some sort of lifeboats, maybe, or
Yeah,
swim.
like lifeboats.
And then if the barge burns, the barge burns. And oh no, it was an accident. This diesel engine caught fire.
If you want to make a proper accelerant, Edwin, that would probably be an acquire asset, or you could do a downtime action to make one.
It just might be easier than than an explosive. That's what I was thinking.
Again, explosive would be I said the explosive, it goes off, we're done. Fire would be they get a chance to put the fire out. We need to keep them busy or
Yeah.
something. So fire is probably the middle ground. It's probably better than trying to use a grenade and then hoping it sinks or something.
Yeah.
Again, if you want to have a decent chance at like a quick fire, you need an accelerant, which would be an acquire asset or something.
Yeah, that's why I just feel like it might be easier to make it all catch on fire than
Then sinking
to-
a hole into it?
blow up a big enough hole to sink it. I feel like it's easier to cover up a fire.
Yeah, because if it burns down, that could have happened for any reason.
And fire
Yeah,
can
and
still burn a
The
hole
hole
in it.
has to be big enough so they can't,
Yeah.
patch it up.
Putting a hole in the boat is going to be a lot more effort than just covering it in flammable material and then being like, oh no, it burned down. But you would need enough accelerant that they couldn't put it out in that case. Otherwise, you'd be waiting a while.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. No, I still either way we
Yeah,
still
I
need
want
the
the ship.
asset. I was just thinking like that might be a slightly easier asset for us to
Oh.
acquire.
Totally. I will look up the
Okay,
page of assets.
I can have that covered. So carry on.
Okay, who would like to take a downtime action that isn't the leech?
Me,
Okay, what do you want to do?
I would like to indulge in my vice.
Sure. I will probably be tasting someone out today then, by that sound. Go for indulging vice. 6.
Yay!
Are you out, or did you have 6 stress?
I
She had
clear all 6 of my stress.
Ooh, okay. Playing it safe there. Nice. You had a very, very good time gambling. Really good time.
I don't think I'm gonna indulge my vice. I feel like I'm gonna just pick up some more stress on this next mission. I'm just going that way.
Hmm?
Remember, it is a 6-coin mission, the boat one, so it's not cakewalk.
I know.
And I'm gonna take another resolve. So I train.
Okay.
Look, I'm either out from vice or I'm out from trauma. So
Pick up 1 tick in your resolve then. Marin, what do you like to do?
do you have the asset entirely taken care of, Bentham?
If you want to
Yeah,
wait
that
and
should
see
be
what he
fine.
rolls.
I got downtime actions to spare.
Yeah, I want to make sure he gets it because if not, Marin will help.
Okay.
And then I'll figure
In
out.
which case, wait until Edwine rolls for that if you want to.
You know what she's gonna do? I feel like I'm gonna heal. Because even though the penalties are one less severe for me, they still are, like, it still takes up a slot for
Mhm.
damage.
Bear in mind that you
Uh,
could take another level 1 damage and you can have 2 level 1 damages and then you can clear them both at the same
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, but if you take
Ah,
a third
that's
level 1
true.
damage, that becomes level 2.
Yeah.
That's true. Do I want to wait until I have more to make? Yes, I'm going to. I don't. This is difficult. Someone else go.
It's a gamble. Yeah.
I have a 1/3 chance of overindulging, and I really don't
Mhm.
want to do
Yeah, that's
that.
why I'm not. If it was 5, I'd do it. 5 or 6, I'd do it. But I'm not gonna do it on 4.
Yes.
If I was
Um,
you, I'd have deliberately push myself in the last mission to make it more likely that I could
I
clear.
thought about it, and that
Mhm.
just didn't. I wasn't sure how many more rolls we were gonna have, and I
Yeah,
didn't
totally. You
want to.
did clear that surprisingly easily.
That's why I specifically was like, I'm gonna use stress because I knew that I was gonna want
Smart.
to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not bad.
Okay. I am going to train. I'm going to put 2 ticks in prowess.
Okay.
That's one of them. And the other one I will save just in case Edwine needs a hand.
I will also train for one of mine.
Bear in mind, by the way, in future that getting a vehicle would count as an acquire asset action, so we'd have to do that properly. But you can, by the way, get stuff with a temporary use, which means that you can then be like, I have this for temporary use, and then keep that for later. So you can be like, we've temporarily acquired a cart, and we're going to keep it for whenever we need it. So you can totally hold a temporary asset in storage effectively, or like, hey, I'm going to hire your cart at some point in the future. So you can always do a acquire asset and then hold that for a while.
Yeah, I mean, we spent the coin for it, so that was
It's
essentially us spending
almost
the
similar,
coin.
but like In future, we'll probably...
No. Because you can spend a coin or a rep to, or sorry, not a rep. That's for different playbook. You can spend a coin to do a downtime action if you've used up all your downtime actions.
Yeah,
which is what.
But then acquire an asset also costs, in addition, coin depending on the level of the item you're trying to get.
Okay.
It's a roll of the crew's tier. The tier indicates the quality of the asset you're getting using the crew's tier as a base, and then whatever you roll, if you don't roll enough, you then pay coin equal to the difference.
However, if we're temporarily getting something, do we make that roll?
Yes, that's for temporarily getting hold of something. Effectively, it's whatever quality you get hold of is equal to that roll, plus coin if you spend the coin to increase the quality.
Okay.
So the GM has set a minimum quality level that must be achieved to get a specific asset. For instance, a bomb is tier 5, I believe. Grenade is tier 3. And then you would have to roll if you got, say, like nothing on your dice, you'd be effectively tier 0. And then it'd be like, okay, you need to spend 5 coin to get the bomb because you need to make up the difference. That bomb is big enough to level a quite large building, though, because that's a tier 5 bomb. Grenade is tier 3. There'd probably be a tier 4 bomb, which is enough to blow up an entire barge without too much issue if it's not big.
Nah, just enough.
Can that be
demons
done from
blood
the
to burn it
outside?
down.
So you could like swim under and do it?
If you
Or
put it
do
against the
have to-
hull and it stays dry, probably. Although you probably have to keep it like floating in the water so you could access it, because this is, nothing's watertight in this day and age, particularly very well, at least. There'd probably be other roles if you need to try and make it perfectly watertight, but you could totally put it against the hull.
Okay.
And if you try and get the same asset again, you get +1 dice to your roll, because you know where to start off, like you have contacts. So if you do want to acquire an asset, then feel free. Papa, did you only go for training? Was there anything else you want to do?
I'm gonna wait and see how well Edwine does.
Okay, Edwine, what would you like to acquire? Would you like to acquire something?
I'm gonna, I guess, attempt to gather together whatever the necessary materials are to make some kind of like fire starting, like some kind of I don't know what it would be called.
Fuel?
I think
You know
you're
what I'm looking
missing
for. I want to set the boat on fire. Lots.
It's not. Is it an asset? Because you're not going to do a project for this because we don't have enough time.
Yeah, you have to acquire the asset because you don't have the project to make it. And also, to make the project, you normally want the alchemist, artificer, or strange methods ability to be able to make stuff. You don't have alchemist, do you?
Narratively, I want the materials necessary to make the thing. Mechanically, I want the thing.
Okay. You would be getting the thing because you're acquiring an asset. If you want to make something, you do need the artificer or alchemist trait to be able to make stuff. Or strange methods to do crazy stuff. But for this, what do you want? Do you want something just fire oil, erupts in searing flame upon contact with the air?
I can make 6 of that whenever I want anyway, so stronger.
Okay, stronger than fire oil, probably easily done. You can probably acquire a tier 4 asset, which is effectively like probably a 3-load item, which is like this quite miniature keg, just full of very volatile compound. Like it's probably the stuff that fire oil is distilled from. Fire oil,
Right.
if you just kept to that, would probably do a pretty good job, bear in mind. But if you want to go a higher tier and you want to be like, hey, I'm just going to go for something really strong, you totally could. Again, also, if you went tier 4, you could get a miniature bomb.
Yeah, I can just, like, my bandolier of alchemicals includes fire oil, so
Yep.
I can just I can have 6 of that if I need to, and just plant that
Each
around the
fire
boat,
oil
set
is
it all
enough
off.
to, I think it's enough to just hit like a person-sized area. So if you want to just like spread fire oil, and then you'd probably be okay. It would definitely speed things up. If you want to go tier 4, you could get a bomb that would just blow the thing up.
What do you guys think? Should I just do the fire oil or actually get
It's
some-
going to be expensive because we're tier 0 and you're going to roll our tier. So you're going to have to spend 2 coin to get it to tier 4. Because the most you could get on a critical would be our tier +2.
Effectively, it's how
Okay,
easy you
yeah,
want to make the
spend
score,
4
but if you
coin.
make it easier, you're going to be spending a lot of coin to make it easier. Effectively, it's a variable score in that effect.
I could just go with the fire oil, because I could make tons of it, and even if that fails, I can just start like using whatever I need to wreck the boat.
Yeah, I
it's-
mean, if we want to go that route, then that's the cheaper route for sure. because it's going to be at least minimum 4 coin to get to a tier 4 from where we're at. We just don't have those status.
You can totally, by the way, use your downtime action to roll, and if you're like, that's not high enough, you can then be like, I'm going to wait, and then you can roll again with a different downtime action, and when you get a good roll, you can be like, then I bump that with coin. But if you want to wait and you just want to do something different and go with the fire roll, totally viable.
Let's just do the fire oil. I can have 2 bandoliers of alchemicals. I can get 3 things from each of those. I can either use it all for fire oil or not even all of it, and then I've got other things I can use. It's the leech. It's what he does.
Yep. Alternatively, you could just acquire more fire oil, which would give everyone a temporary use of fire oil, because 1 acquisition of fire oil gives you 3 uses.
I like that idea.
I think that's a good idea. Let's acquire some more fire oil so we can all.
What tier is that?
I'll
do that.
Can you make me a grenade launcher at some point?
Totally. That'd be pretty sure you can do.
On your rifle. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I don't think you could do that right now, but it would be really useful, and I could just
You would need
throw
the
fire oil.
artificer skill for that. And then you just.
Oh my god!
you just
Okay,
need to dream a
okay.
little bigger, darling. Bang.
I'm seeing if we can pull this off, like somehow planting these like containers of fire oil on the barge, and then just Marin from a distance just shooting each of them, and then
that'd be
like
awesome.
exploding.
Totally viable. They explode with contact with air. They're basically a phosphorus compound.
Yeah.
You could totally do that.
Next time.
I mean, we could still do that this time. We just have to find a way. To
Actually, yeah, we could do it this time.
Enough.
Okay. Would you like to roll to try and make to get hold of a lot more fire oil?
Okay.
In this case, because you recharge your bandoliers, you're effectively making them. You would effectively be like, "Hey, contact, I need lots of fire oil." Like, okay, how much do you want? I've got enough for like another couple of. No, I need lots. It's like the beginning of Breaking Bad, where they're like, "We need enough like methylamine to make a lot of crystal meth." So roll your tier as a downtime action.
Is there a button for that? Oh, I can just click the tier.
Yep. The sheets are great, right?
Boop.
Not visible.
2.
What did you get? A 2.
2.
0. 3 coin to get 3 doses of fire.
You're not showing up.
Roll 20 is being shit.
Was it one of those?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I got a 4 and a 2, and it's 0 dice.
Okay, so you get a 0 tier, which means it'll be 3 coin, or you can just be like, that's too much for me, and you can try again with different downtime action.
I can just try. I've got downtime actions to burn. I can just use my next one to try it again.
Okay.
Give it
I'm
another
not gonna
go.
do worse than that with a 2. So
Yeah.
may as well.
Ooh, here we go.
4s.
2 4s.
4.
Okay,
Yes.
so you count as tier 1 for this, which means it'll be 2 coin.
All right. I guess spend that from the pot.
Okay.
Yep.
You make you cobble together from this big batch of like precursors another set of 1 use. By the way, as soon as you crack this out in a mission, that's it. It's gone afterwards. But it's 1 use of 3 use fire oil. 1 person may add that to their load sheet at any point, and when they walk around in a mission, they can spend 3 uses from the 1 load of fire oil.
All right, yeah. I like someone like I come hurrying in like, hey, it arrived, the extra supplies that I ordered, and there's lots of like clinking bottles, like lots of clinking bottles. I'm like, who wants one? Be careful, if you drop it, the whole building will go up.
I'll take one.
Here you go. I'll keep the rest. Nobody punch me. We'll all die.
I feel like you'll die fastest, though.
It's true.
Is that something you worry about? One of us
Dying.
punching you.
Well, no, I mean, I'm just saying, don't. If I fall over, it's the whole operation's done.
Would you like a hand with that then?
It's probably best I keep them all myself. There's too many different people carrying them that anyone falls over, the whole place goes up.
Okay. So, Marin, add to your sheet fire oil temporary brackets 3, which means you can use it 3 times during a mission when you crack it out.
Cool. I got some temporary fire oil. What do I do with my other downtime action? I'm not gonna indulge my vice. I'm not gonna heal. I don't have an asset to require. I'm gonna investigate. Let's work on my long-term project.
Okay.
because I haven't done that in a while, and Marin wants to know where the soaring gale is. So I think she reaches out to Captain Ankayat, Lady Ankayat, and her crew to follow up a little bit on that piece of information that she suggested she had access to.
And of course, she lets you know that, she needs to be able to trust you, etc. So you effectively spend your time gaining a bit of her trust, and that will work towards the clock.
Yeah, and I think it's also probably like making offers to like prove through action as opposed to just words, because Marin's like, I am not good with words. I am good with action. Yeah. Unfortunately, I think this is probably a consort.
No.
No?
Effectively, you could just spend consort to ask around, but you can do stuff for her to raise her trust, and that's one of the reasons you now have her. You can use her as I can use other skills. That's your connection with her, and then that will also raise her trust. So she can send you on a mission.
Marin
to
is going to offer to basically do like a mini, whatever, like
tiny little scores here and there. She gets you to follow some guy who you suspect is probably Minister of Preservation, follow a different Leviathan hunter, that stuff like that. So you can roll hunt or something.
Probably prowl then.
Prowl
for this.
would also work.
5.
Okay, add 2 ticks to your clock.
She earns some trust. All right, that's my 2 downtime actions.
Happy you had 1 left?
Yeah, I do. I don't know what to do with it though.
Let's just train.
Train prowess?
Could do. I'll do that.
You get 2 ticks in prowess.
Leaves me 2 away from an extra dot in prowess.
Perfect. Okay.
I got one more thing.
Didn't you
Analyst.
You use 2 downtime actions because you looked for an asset
Analyst.
twice.
2 ticks for progress clocks. I complete the studying the gate clock.
Okay. Yes. You study the gate, and you go through several books, some of which you've had to get people to borrow from a library nearby, because you're banned there. History. But going through it, you realize that effectively, several hundred years ago, the city used to be walled, and these walls were inscribed with runes, and the runes would keep spirits away. A while back, the Emperor decreed that was going to change, and that no longer was it going to be runes on walls that protect the cities, but lightning barriers that were going to be powered by electroplasm. And that is why we have the modern system of electroplasm, and electroplasm is gathered from Leviathans, and pretty much the entire economy became that. Also, electroplasm used for many other things, but one of the big drivers was the fact that it makes the lightning barriers. So, partly the Emperor's new edict is to blame for the entire economy you have, but also part of the reason he changed it was because not many other people knew how to make and charge those runes, and a lot of it he had to do himself, or very powerful sorcerers had to do. You might suspect that part of the reason was political. He didn't want people being powerful sorcerers, and if he didn't want powerful sorcerers, he had to have an alternative to those walls, and part of which was the knowledge was a bit esoteric, forbidden, lost, weren't that many people around, and it constrained what they had to do. A lot of the time had to be working on these runes, making sure the walls are okay. Effectively, it's like saying, hey, can my aircraft carriers from my economy, instead of being aircraft carriers, they're just going to work on, police or something like that. It constrained a lot of the power that he would otherwise have.
Edwin definitely spouts a lot of conspiracy theories while he's working away at this, just like mumbling to himself about probably set up the whole thing to create this entire economy and then control this economy in order to control the people. It's very smart because he was with the walls just worked and people could keep themselves do what they wanted to. This is a way to keep them busy.
There's also an edge theory, which is that it was devised to make sure that people went and hunted Leviathans and gave them a reason to hunt Leviathans, because he wanted to keep the Leviathan population down, because the Leviathans were going to overrun and attack the cities or something like that, and these are edge theories, but that's certainly one of them.
Yeah, so the thing about these is that once it doesn't require this constant fuel input, so if we could create our own, and in an emergency, you never know when one of the towers might fall, I could build some sort of shield for myself, and then if anything ever happened, I'd still be safe.
If you wanted to, off the back of that, you could try and recreate a few things. Bear in mind, you would need certain traits that allow you to do that. To recreate a ruined wall would probably be strange methods or something like that. Maybe combined with architect. I would have to recall the exact ones exactly. But also you could probably make yourself a lightning barrier or something like that.
Or not a lightning barrier.
Yeah, but you would again need something that would be, if it's not a tech route, you would need a non-tech skill, which I believe is called strange methods. I need to double check that by reading the text ability, but I believe strange methods is the one that allows you to do rituals and so on.
Yes, it is. It's one of the
Whispers.
whisper.
Yeah. Probably combined with artificer to make it a permanent
Well, no,
thing.
there's ritual. The ritual you can study to a cult ritual and a cult ritual. Create a new one.
And then what strange methods do?
Strange methods is when you invent or craft a creation with arcane features. Take
That'd be
+1 result level to your roll.
Yeah, I think you
one
can.
arcane design already. No.
Yeah, I think you can do it without those
Strange
abilities.
methods, but it's a lot harder.
It takes you
Yeah.
longer, and the results are going to not be as good.
Yeah, so you
it's not
could
that
do it with
can't do them,
artificer,
it's just
but it would
harder.
be a poor imitation. Whereas if you do it with artificer and strange methods, it would be pretty much close to what effectively this is. It wouldn't be it at the height of its power, which was you had to be a sorcerer, but it would be an imitation that might work.
Should I make a clock for this then, and then?
That would be when you start it. You don't need to start a clock now.
Okay.
You can think about that when you get the clock. And also, when you pick up some of these traits, you instantly get 2 ticks in a project clock. So you could totally hold that and then be like, right, I'm going to pick up Artificer. And it's like, hey, you pick up Artificer, you also get 2 ticks in a long-term project clock that you can create now. You can then create that as a project clock if you wanted.
Okay. All right, I'll leave that for now. I've had my eureka moment.
Okay. Any other downtime actions people want? Everyone's used the downtimes, right? We've got none left. In which case, we're going to go to a short break, and when we get back, I believe they're setting fire to a boat with napalm. Pretty much what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's not quite as good as blowing up a building, but it's close.
I
Did
want
you
to point
expect
out
anything
that
else
I now
from them?
have the ability to control my bird enough to have the bird drop it too.
Hmm.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's scary. Your bird could blow up. Like,
Your bird
Yeah.
is not a bomber. You can do that. The effect would probably be decreased.
We
your
practiced
bird
with
is-
Fly
fish.
over and drop something at an opportune moment. So I feel like the bird can be an assistance to me in some capacity.
Yeah, we've already
What is-
practiced with fish. This is easy.
oh no.
Put it this way, it would either be lesser effect, or the bird can be like, I'm going to trade position for effect and fly really low, and the risk is the bird is close enough to the fire if it drops it and it goes wrong, that the bird is on fire.
I will instead just have the bird. It's a cohort. It can give me some help.
Yeah,
Oh.
yep, it can. It can also get on fire as well then.
Yeah. Well, so can all of us.
Anyway, we'll
Well,
be
we
back
know what we're
after
eating
a
for
short
dinner
break.
tonight.
Enjoy some fan art.
Just kidding.
Hello, and welcome back to Blaze in the Dark. Shadow of Doskvol on Roll for It. We have lost to Maggie because she has died, and we had to destroy her ghost. And it was
a whole
messy.
score.
Yeah, there was like a score, just a big score that we ran. No, Maggie had to go because she is not feeling it because she is very tired. So she was literally going to pass out. You could probably tell. So Maggie is going to go get some sleep if she's watching this. Maggie, go the fuck to sleep. And we're gonna carry on because luckily y'all aren't going getting a ghost this episode, so you probably are gonna be okay.
And we're also potentially not trying to sway a lot of people. Like this is more of a boom boom shoot.
So your approach is boom boom shoot.
I mean, I guess, yeah.
But we still have the costumes, right? Do we still have that?
You still have the costumes.
I don't feel
What is
like
your
that's
plan?
gonna
You go to the barge, you pull up, you get on the barge, and you go, "Hi, we're here to
plant these
Deliver.
explosives.
Wait, we
Hi,
got
I
these
have
crates
a-
to deliver. They're...
package for you."
Swimming
No,
is
that's if
real.
we did bring.
I could do it.
So what's your approach?
Yeah, so we gather around our table in the lamplight. The barge is in the water. It is not near land. Like my first instinct would be like swim up to it, plant all the like stuff on the side, and then like go back and set it off. But I feel like that involves us getting in this water, which is bad news bears.
Less than ideal.
You
I
could do
think-
that. Being in the water would mean you'd be resisting something.
Yeah.
Mm.
I kind of like, okay, what if we got like a raft and just sailed the raft towards their boat?
But we already have a barge.
Yeah,
No. And then I shoot the raft and then the raft goes
Oh,
fire.
oh, you
but
do a
then the
battle of
raft
Blackwater.
burns.
Yep. So bear in
And-
mind that your barge right now, just so that, because we went over this in the last couple of episodes, we were away, Papa. Your barge right now isn't like a proper barge. It's more sort of, you have a tier 0 boat. It's more akin to just a large rowing boat with a small engine as opposed to a proper barge. A proper barge would mean that like you
Yeah.
had quarters on it or you made it a cohort, which you can get as upgrades. So this, what we call it a barge is, because the Argle barge, is still much more akin to a large rowing boat.
Okay, no, I think I can picture the kind of boat you're talking about. They're
Yeah.
quite large still.
Yeah.
Big enough.
Like you can get
Yeah,
cargo,
it's
you
big
can
enough to
smuggle
carry
on it,
stuff
but
in it. But
yeah.
yeah, no, I was thinking like Trojan horse sort of dinghy, like have it go near them, and then when it's like close to the boat, it
Well,
catches on
I was
fire.
thinking to make sure that it's at least destroyed / unusable. We need to put the fire on the inside because that
Yeah.
will definitely wreck stuff. So sneaking, I like. If we sneak up to it, climb over the side, like put down a bunch of these things, and then find a way to either be outside when it goes off, or just stand on it while it burns. I don't know. This is fine.
Yeah, I mean, I guess take like a smaller dinghy or something up to it, or swim up to it, and then sneak on board somewhere where they're not watching us, or have some sort of distraction nearby.
Let's say go up under the cover of night and then remembered our setting.
Cover of whatever time of day it is.
not sunrise or sunset when there's a slight glow on the horizon that doesn't really do
Yeah,
anything.
basically.
Like even that,
Basically.
it's just, it
Whenever
doesn't light up. It's
midnight-
just like the light in the sky is a bit lighter. Doesn't even get to you.
Yeah, we
Like
do
a
it whenever
gross
midnight
orange.
technically is, so that people are more likely to be asleep than on watch.
You just
on
mean
the
like
boat.
middle of shift or something. But even then, like it varies massively. But yeah, you can grab like a middle of a shift time.
I feel like that. So here's the problem: Marin is both the person best for shooting things from a distance and also for sneaking on the boat. And I feel like being able to, how do we want to detonate the stuff? Can you set some sort of detonator?
Yeah, a timed fuse is a thing I can do, or detonators.
Do you have that on your sheet?
I don't think so.
I have demolition tools.
No.
Fine
You would
wrecking
need to,
tools,
funnily
fine
enough-
tinkering tools, gadgets.
Ooh, fine wrecking tools might fall under that. You should check what those are.
We can have a look in the book what fine wrecking tools is. I don't think it includes detonators. Detonators are quite complex because of the setting.
Is in demolition?
Specialized set of tools for sabotage and destruction: a small, powerful drill, a mallet and steel spikes, a pry bar, an electroplasmic battery, clamps, wire, vials of acid, a spark torch, cutter, and a fuel tank.
Clamps.
Yeah, like you would need to probably acquire an asset, or you could, if you had the correct one, you could tinker something. But a detonator would be relatively complex by this timeline, because again, detonators for this would be like a fuse, and your fuse wouldn't be able to do anything to the bottle because it's a self-contained, no air in there.
Yeah.
I mean,
We could just throw them. Get
drop
inside,
it
throw
to
them.
yeah, just from a distance,
Yeah, I
just
could-
lob flaming grenades at their boat. That's definitely an assault if we want to go that
Or-
route.
We don't even have to do it from range. We get in there, make sure there's no one in there, and then just throw them, so they smash, and then they work, because that's how they work.
Yes,
That-
but then we're on the boat while it's catching fire.
And then we
Yeah.
run away. That's part 3.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Like, can I put a fuse on a grenade? Or
Your grenades have a fuse. The
something
fuse
else.
is probably going to be about 5 seconds.
can I get a longer fuse?
I guess,
From
but grenades
my
aren't designed
fine
for
wrecking
that. Again, fine wrecking tools doesn't come into it. That's literally
Is
like you
that
have a mallet
like
and stuff.
something we could do with a flashback if we had to?
Um,
Like just
You could do it.
tying lots of
I
fuses
would
together.
probably say that it just makes the roll a little bit trickier because the fuse isn't designed to stay in or do anything. And obviously, the problem with a long fuse is that someone can come up and just be like, "No more fuse." But you could do that straight up if you wanted.
Okay, so we need to get the boat up. We probably need to get our boat up close, sneak on board, and then set it on fire. And then GTFO onto our boat and sail away.
If you wanted to do it with a little less certainty, you could just park up next to it and just fling them onto the top of the boat. Little less certain.
Oh yeah, can we like get a description of this boat? Can we
Sure.
take a look at it.
It's quite a typical type canal barge type situation. It's probably in the region of 12 meters long, probably 2 to 3 meters wide, probably 3 meters wide, maybe. It has an interior which is just one long corridor with probably a couple of dividers and so on, and maybe like little side rooms which are effectively like shuttered rooms for build privy and a couple of beds. It's pretty small. We're talking like 3 caravans back to back type situation. And the interior very much looks like 3 caravans back to back.
So if I send Naden to like circle, do we see anyone on board?
Yeah, you would know from just like having a quick observation or having Naden fly over that there are a few people on board. You can definitely see 2 people who seem to be outside or occasionally popping outside. I'll also think that if you roll good enough information, I can give you an extra bit. So just roll me a quick setup thing and I'll give you a bit of information. This is probably a study or survey.
I'll take survey for gather information. 6.
6. Okay, extra information.
Mhm.
That looks like the foghounds.
Oh yeah, cool, great. Fuck them.
Lots of fire. Time for lots of fire.
They already hate us. It's not.
They're at -1
like
with
we
you,
can-
right?
Huh? Yeah, they're -1 with us.
Yeah, if you go, if
Whatever,
you
their
get to
hold's weak.
-2, they will go out of their way to make things difficult for you.
That's fine.
Just so you
If
know.
we just don't get caught.
Yeah, if they never spot you and you just get away with it, then they won't have a negative reaction.
So you don't get in trouble if you don't get caught.
Totally.
Don't get caught if
okay.
they all die.
Yeah, that does
Do you
generate
get
some
heat, though?
but-
Yes, because it's not just them knowing; it's the rumors going around your group and so on. It's more of a dispersed thing about like your rep as well.
Okay, so I feel like our current thought is get up close and throw fireball at the boat. That sounds like a terrible idea.
It
It's
might as
like
well be
If you want
eggs.
slightly more planning involved, I can use some of my alchemical slots for other things that can incapacitate the crew so that they can't stop the
Ooh.
fire.
I have slumber essence that I don't know. Can you just
I mean, depending
aerosol
on
that?
how many. Okay, so here's the thing: depending on how many people that are on there, we could do a sneak and then kind of knock everyone out. This will definitely up the body count unless we like throw them onto a little raft and just hope that they survive.
Oh, it's docked, right? We put them on the dock.
No. This is like docked out in the water. It's like not near the dock.
Yeah, it's anchored.
It's anchored.
Okay. Well, we just tied them to the anchor.
It's
we
somewhere
do
like
the
80
knock
to
them all
100
out
meters
and then
out.
set it on fire. If it's only 2 people, it's not so hard. If it's presumably more than 2 people, it will be a lot harder. But they're far enough out, they probably can't call for reinforcements. So we only have to deal with the people that are on the boat.
Sure.
The foghound fires are lit.
Remember the last
foghound's cool
time we
thing.
tried to sneak onto a boat and steal it? I feel like in some alternate universe.
Yeah. Funnily enough, that took like 4 episodes. It's going to take half an episode. So what's your approach?
Sneaky.
I feel like we're going
Yeah.
stealth, and our point of entry is probably
It's
like
fine.
the back of the barge.
Let's do the boat job.
Okay.
To like wherever they're not looking, and like we're gonna sail in kind of close and
Probably alongside would give you the easiest mooring. And also it's harder for anyone to get alongside because at the end there's a little bit of section for standing on, whereas along the side you have to like push along the side carefully.
yeah.
So-
Here's the question: do we want me to just snipe some people?
Would prefer a pacifistic approch.
Yeah, I don't think I could.
Is that the
we
sound
can-
that Marin makes?
I think Marin's like, bullets tend to be more murdery than pacifistic,
Very astute.
so perhaps not picking people off from a distance.
I mean,
Are we going guns blazing?
if we can take them out while they're distracted or asleep, and then we just, revive them on shore.
We're going to bring them with us.
We don't want to murder them, do we?
Fair. I suppose they could make useful assets for us at another time. They do have skills.
Does the barge have like any escape boats of its own, like or like attached rowboats?
No, it's a barge. So I think
How do
we have to
people
take
get from the
boats.
barge to the shore?
They park
I
the
drive-
barge. It's a barge. What's your approach?
We're stealthing on to the boat, and we're going to attempt to take out the people on the boat pacifistically.
Sure. Your engagement dice
This is going to go terribly wrong, but I have a backup plan if we can't set the boat on fire. It involves setting up an autopilot system and selling the boat out past the lightning barrier. No one's going to go pick it up out there.
Okay. Your engagement dice is 1 dice.
Okay.
Who would like to
Figure out
roll
what
it?
we're on.
No.
Fuck it. I got it. Let's do this. Where's our engagement? Roll engagement. Where is that on our
Roll
sheet?
engagement.
There it is.
Yeah,
found it.
mid right.
Oh, sorry. Let me roll again.
Okay.
It's 1 die, not 0 dice. 6!
Yes!
It's pitch black. There's no illumination around here, and it appears whatever light is normally on the side of this barge is just not working. Whether that be because it hasn't been lit with oil recently, or whether it's one of the new electroplasm ones that's just not functioning, it's pitch black as you approach. As you make your way up to the barge, you find yourself unnoticed. The water is pitch black around you. You can't even remotely see the slight bit of like waves that you know must be pushing the boat up and down. It is like looking into pitch blackness below. Occasionally, very occasionally, you see a slight glint. Something shiny. Something like the stars that used to be in the heavens that now are changing and moving. Things that you can't even use to measure seasons because the stars are fickle. But you see the occasional one down below you. The barge in front of you is pretty dark grey paint. Makes it difficult to see, but you are right next to it. You can smell the smell of gunpowder, the smell of waterproofing oil. There's a faint smell of sweat as well from people who've had to live on this barge for a while you've waited to do the score. You're free to try and sneak on board.
It's only 3 days. Like in game time, it's only 3 days.
Okay, you're in a control position.
Marin, like, eyes sort of do that glaze over. We notice, I think, as the audience, that they're the same color as the water. And she looks through Naden's eyes. How many people does she see on top of the boat, and where are they?
You see 2, one each end. The one at the far end is peeing in the water. The one at the helm is effectively sitting down, looking around. Looks like they're keeping a lookout.
What's your skirmish, Josh?
1.
Oh, I'm actually better at this than you now. I feel like it's a prowl and then knockout. Do either of you have something? Do like a chloroform?
I have slumber essence.
I've got a few things. Drown powder might do it.
Because I just have murder tools.
They're effective.
Yeah, drown powder is a fine dust that incapacitates by giving the sensation of drowning. I don't know whether they'll be quiet with that. Oh, there's standstill poison. Hold on.
It doesn't matter if we do that 1 second.
Standstill powder that causes temporary paralysis. Yep, I got some of that.
Cool. So if you lend one of the, yeah, that's Marin's plan is quietly go up to one of them, and then over the.
Okay, one at the front or the back.
Oh yeah.
Do we want to split up and try and do both at the same time?
Oh, what's our load?
Yeah,
your loads.
Mine is
my load's normal.
normal. Wait, is there any reason not to take a heavy load for this?
If we fall in the water?
If you fall in the water, also sneaking clocks will be slightly longer
Oh, yeah, okay, I'll take a normal
because you're
load
quite
then.
bulky.
Okay. It's fine. I only used 2 load to get all the bandoliers of alchemicals. So
Actually, the sneaking clock will be the same, but your effect would be 1 less.
That's fair.
yeah. So I use a bandolier of alchemicals, and then one of the 3 charges I use to hand over. Well, I'd probably just prepare the whole thing. I get a bottle of standstill poison and pour it out over a rag and hand it to Marin.
Okay. That is a paralytic that gives him a short-term paralysis, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a tier 4. It's nice.
So, Marin will take one, and Papa can take the other one.
Okay.
You're going to need to sneak to them.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So
Sounds
each
like
of
a
you
prowl.
is effectively separately prowling. So these are 2 separate prowl rolls because you're trying to hit 2 targets at the same time. Which means there will be no clock for them noticing the other one missing if you hit them both at the same time.
That's the hope.
So if you both want to roll your sneaks, you're in a control position. Your sneaking would be standard effect.
All right.
Standard
6.
effect.
Marin's a
gonna
6.
push.
Great.
I'm going to push myself because I only have 1 dice.
That's it. I'm
otherwise.
fucked for the rest of the mission. I rolled 2 6s.
Oh no! No!
Lovely. I love this. Excellent. Thank you.
No.
You're in a control position, bear in mind. So it's not the same as if you were in a risky position. So Marin, which one are you going for? The one at the back who's pissing, or the one at the front who's keeping watch?
Whichever one is nearest the place where reinforcements would come up from.
Both from equidistant because there's entrances to the front and back.
Then I will go for the one at the front. Why not?
So Marin starts making her way forwards, carefully, like hand over hand along the rail until she gets to the end, and she's right close to this one.
Oh, I full on Assassin's Creed it.
Full on Assassin's Creed. Hut, hut, hut. And you get to the end, you stand up, and you go to get the cloth. Papa, while that's happening, you make your way along, and you're like clumsily going, oh, as your foot like slips off the railing. You're good, but it's very wet. You're used to sneaking, but it's hard to see. It's dark. The light isn't working, and it's wet, and it is disgusting. And every time you put down your foot, you're just catching just the edge of it, and you slip a little bit. The guy there goes, "Huh? What was that?"
Must have been the wind.
Question mark is above their head.
You hear someone inside go, "Oh, what the fuck are you talking about? I think I heard something. You sure?"
No,
Yeah.
I didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
All right, I'll get up then. They are narratively now aware of things happening.
I'm gonna deal with the problem that I have right in front of me. I got a rag and a person whose face needs to get in it.
Okay, that would be a skirmish roll?
Yes.
Cool. It is no longer controlled, so it will be a risky.
It's fine.
The effect will be standard, but the effect is literally paralysis. So if you 6 this, the guy is paralyzed. Like, that's it.
Great. I am going to...
Oh, Josh, you can resist consequences if you wanted. Chat raises a great point. You can always resist consequences.
But I've only got 3 stress.
Yeah, you're likely to stress out on that if you're not cautious.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
Do I want to push myself for this? I feel like this is important to take him out in one. If I can. I'm going to push myself for an extra die.
Okay.
I'm going to roll skirmish. 6.
Silent. You hear this commotion down the other end.
Right now, y'all.
The guy like begins to turn around, like what? And as he turns around, his head comes. His eyes light up for a moment. You literally, instead of putting your hand around him, just like okay, put one hand around the back of his head and just smother him straight arm there. Like you see your bicep flex. You don't really seem to react much, but you see, like it's very strange because the camera sees Marin's face. She's really passively calm, but her bicep is tense. You can see her arms locked as this guy like pushes him back and just carefully lays him down. Very, very quietly. His hand twitches to begin with. He bangs against something on the deck, but then immediately goes still. Edwine, you heard maybe a bump of someone's hand hitting wood, and that was literally it. But the other end, you can hear, "Oh, what was that?" Pat, what do you do?
Crap. Well, they're still inside for the moment. I am going to...
Ooh, lock the door, and then you'll set it on fire.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Well, I haven't got the guy who's outside yet, have I?
No, the guy outside
deal with
just
him.
zipping up, like, okay, I'm gonna have a look around.
Bentham, your character. Have Edwine lock the door.
Shh.
I'm on the...
You're still in the barge, well, the boat.
Yeah, I'm on our boat. I'm not like... Presumably I'd have to make a sneak roll to get onto the boat myself.
Or not, and just alert people.
No, I'm going to make sure I get up and get rid of the guy who is...
Okay.
Yeah.
This guy starts to turn around, begins to look. You gonna skirmish him?
Yeah.
What do you do?
I'm going to grab him and similar to the paralysis, but he's going to go to sleep with the slumber essence.
Okay. Risky standard.
Mm-hmm. Should I push myself again? Didn't work last time.
Oh my god, you're so gonna trauma out on this. Okay.
Yeah.
Up to you.
God damn it.
Like Edwin will be awaiting any signal to just like start throwing fire. If you want to give the signal.
Oh my god. Okay.
Give you guys something to worry about.
I'm gonna push myself.
Okay. Plus 1 dice.
Yeah. Risky standard.
Yep.
And an extra dice. Oh, come on.
5.
5.
Okay.
Critical 5.
As he begins to turn around, he sees you and he yells, "What the fuck? We've got guys on board!" As you just like shove this right in his face, the powder just goes over him. He's like, "Oh, you can resist that consequence if you want."
I don't want to.
Okay. He yells.
Wait, I've got one. No, it's not worth it. I could
Like you're
just
gonna nearly certainly trauma out.
I could have a heart attack and just fall overboard or something. It's not what I want.
So yeah, with that, like he yells out as you throw the powder in his face, but as he yells, he goes to take a big breath in afterwards to yell even louder and
Terribly sorry about this.
grabs at you, hand goes down the front and just falls kind of asleep, not fully asleep, as he tries to like pull forwards. He's just still, cause it's only standard effect, and he's aware he's still there, but he's not able to do much. He's on the ground like,
I'm going to immediately turn around and start waving at probably Edwine, maybe.
Sure, as you do that, someone
I don't know.
pulls the door open at the bottom, looks up at you.
I start clambering onto the boat. We're clearly at that point.
You start clambering onto the boat. Papa, the guy sees you, starts fumbling for something. What do you do?
Hang on, I'm just going to reread the sash fighting thing. Oh, I can choke him out. I can choke them with the sash.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So I'm going to do that.
that's
Okay.
cool.
As he runs out and starts pulling like what appears to be a pretty nasty looking thick blade out, almost like a cleaver, but a bit narrow of a blade.
Ooh.
You lash out with the sash in one hand as you pull it from your neck, and just you lash out, tries to wrap it around him. If you want to roll skirmish.
It's just going to be with 1 dice this time, though. You know what I should have done is spend a coin to fill out that prowess track. Never mind. Risky standard?
You can only ever train once like that in a downtime, so it wouldn't have, I believe. But risky, I think. I'm tempted to say it's desperate.
Ooh. XP.
Desperate.
Risky desperate?
And the effect is standard because
So
normally to
desperate
try and
standard.
choke someone out from a distance would be a bit harder, but because you got sash fighting, normal effect. So desperate standard. If you roll this, you mark XP on your prowess track.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to roll anything else.
So I'm imagining this is like a canal boat, right? I'm on the front, on the back. So how much of this can I see?
Not much. The
canals
problem is
are
like the main
typically-
bit of the canal, like you can see like his
Yeah.
head as he looks down,
Okay.
but this guy's like down a couple of steps into the boat itself.
Yeah, I can't see him, but I could potentially see Papa.
Yeah, you can see like Papa's head and probably like the top of his shoulders. As you can see, like he pulls off the sash and gestures forwards with it.
I just wanted to get an idea of how
Yeah.
much Marin might be able to help.
Let's do this.
Edwine can vaguely see.
It's a 5!
Okay, so the consequences
XP.
still happen, but you do manage to choke him out. As you grapple around him with the sash, it flicks forwards, and in one smooth motion, it goes straight around his neck. The small weights in one end of the sash acting perfectly. He goes, you pull him forwards a little bit. He kind of ends up kneeling up the steps as he like jerks, and then he yanks forwards with the knife as he begins to choke out and stabs you. It goes deep in.
Armor.
Yeah.
Okay, desperate reduces it from 3 to 2.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, that was going to be a level 3 harm?
Desperate.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay, cool.
You unfortunately had several rolls in a row, which just raised that, and this guy was prepped for you, like coming through the door, aware there's going to be someone there.
Yeah. Can I roll prowess to resist as well?
Yes, you will almost certainly trauma out.
I've got 3 dice for that, though.
How much
You have
stress
to get
would-
one of them to be a 6.
Yeah, that's exactly why I would need a 6.
I could run in there maybe and resist for you.
Yeah,
Resist.
you would probably have just about enough time. You did stay
He
back.
did state before this that he was
Yeah,
running onto the
You
boat.
did say
so
running in. I would say you could probably jump in and assist here.
I'll jump in.
If you want to, I am okay with taking the level 2 harm.
I can take it, and also if I can then roll a resist, I don't have any stress right now, so I'm fine.
That's what Edwine's job is. 50%, I provide stuff. The other 50% is I get in the way of getting stabbed a lot.
Yeah.
It's like the second time he's done this.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like there's not actually that many things that end up giving me stress, so I can just be like,
So
just stab
instead,
me.
as this guy like gets pulled forward, being choked out by the sash, he pulls out the knife and goes to stab like right in just above your groin, like just off to the side. And as this big, like heavy blade goes almost into you, Edwine jumps forwards and manages to get hit like just about in the like the top of the arm shoulder as he dives in. Edwine, level 3 harm.
Okay, so
Do I use armor then in that case?
Nope, doesn't affect you.
No.
Edwine's
Okay.
choosing to resist instead.
So
yeah,
Edwin,
I will resist.
you could also take off your armor if you have enough load for that.
Yeah, that too. So resisting, does that reduce it by 1?
Reduce it by 1,
Yeah.
reduce it by 1. So you'll reduce it to
Okay.
level 1
Level
harm.
one.
Sounds like a plan, and then I'll roll. I guess it's is it got to be prowess? Is that
It has to be prowess because this is a prowessy type thing. Yeah.
doing the thing?
You take 2 stress.
That's not bad.
In
Piece
this
of
case,
cake,
then,
1
you
harm.
take level 1 harm, probably cut.
All right.
A little sliced.
Yeah. So this big, heavy cleaver goes in towards you, and as you just get yourself in a way, it bounces off some of the armor that you have there, and then you just steel yourself properly, like put your hand on his hand and just try and force him down and prevent the blade going in. It does ride up a little bit and it nicks the edge of your face, but you manage to just about push him off. You've got a pretty nasty cut there, but it's only level 1 harm, like it's not a problem for you. It'll reduce your effect on any prowess rolls, but
I think as well, just for the fun of it, like as I shove the blade away, it like glances off one of the bottles of fire oil. There's like a chip in the bottle, but it's okay. They're like, oh,
Remember what I said about getting punched?
as soon as you tick those on your bandolier and start pulling them out, there's going to be effects if things go wrong. So, right now, what are you doing? Literally, this guy is right in front of you, just like being choked out.
I'm gonna make
Maureen
sure
is
he goes
going
down.
to open,
Oh, yeah.
I guess, the front door to the downstairs, and probably with a pistol out, ready to shoot if she sees someone. I think she's maybe not, probably ready to rush them. I don't know. She might have a different weapon.
As you
but
go
we'll see
down,
later.
you take a quick look around. There's some food on the side that looks like it was frying on a small burner. There's a small coal stove underneath.
Oh. Don't leave your stove unattended.
There's like some playing
might cause
cards.
a fire.
Okay, does she see anyone else down there?
Not initially, not at a quick glance.
Okay, that's that. If you want me to roll something for that, that's her action. Like she is going
Okay.
down there to find out
Sure.
who else is left.
In which case, make a, and if you want to spend an action to like make sure there's no one in the barge, that would be something like a survey.
Yes.
In this case,
I just
risky
rolled
standard,
risky
I was going to
standard.
say.
That's what I figured.
Yeah. What you
3.
don't see is, you know, I said that there were like a shutter for a little loo,
Yeah.
and then there's a shutter for like a couple of bunk beds.
Yeah.
One of them is lying in the bunk bed, like peeking out from the shutter halfway down. Fires a pistol. It's level 2 harm.
I'm going to use my armor to lower that to level 1.
Okay. Yeah. Bounces off the armor. Take bruised as a condition.
I'm already
Very
bruised,
bruised.
so like
You're very bruised.
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 Multiple
Double bruised.
bruises.
Double bruised.
Yep.
Your bruises
Catherine
I'm
and
actually
Edwine are busy with
gonna
this guy
turn
at the
around.
top as this is happening, just making sure he goes down and chokes out nicely. You don't need to roll again, provided you're making sure he's choking out. You did succeed on the roll. Marin, what do you do?
Well, there's a person there. I don't have any more knockout stuff.
Yeah. As you like resist the blow, he chucks the pistol down, pulls out a knife, and like opens the shutter and starts to clamber out into the main like gangway.
Great. She without even thinking. So we haven't seen Marin's melee weapon yet. Marin's melee weapon is I'm ticking this off typically as it falls under a blade or two, but she pulls it out and it is very clearly just a portion of a harpoon. Like it's a harpoon that like it's a handle of a harpoon that she's like full on just turned into a knife, and she pulls it out and she's gonna just try and skirmish and like clock him around the head.
All right, yeah, this guy like comes towards you. You pull that harpoon out. You go back. Do you use like a back like what's it called, a underhand swing for this, or do you use like a above hand? Which way around? Do you have
I
the
think
knife?
I think she comes into like the like because she's probably ducking from like whatever his knife is, and so she's probably like trying to kind of come up
Yeah.
onto the like.
Okay,
chin
cool. So
and
yeah,
get
we
him that
see
way.
Marin like stand forwards. She reverses her grip on the harpoon to make sure it's coming downwards, and as she tries to come forwards, she's deliberately trying to get him to swing first so that she can get in close. Give it a skirmish then.
Yeah.
This would be. I don't think this is desperate yet because both of you are aware of where you are. You're kind of on equal ground, so
Yeah.
I'd say risky standard. This guy is aware, so it might take more than one blow for him to go down.
Yeah. No, that's totally fair.
If you wanted to, you could up it to desperate. Great. And that could be
Yeah.
narratively you literally stepping in close and trying to like go for that, letting him have the first swing.
Yep, I could do that. Go for a great effect, try and get him out in one. I was also thinking of pushing myself. I could do both.
Yeah.
Trade position for effect and push myself. Devil's bargain. I fall in love with him.
Ooh.
No, it's fine.
Bargain.
Oh man, hiding in the
offer Devil's
toilet.
bargain.
Devil's bargain. I kill him.
He's going to be dying anyway if you're going at him with a knife.
Her
would
intention is
say-
to knock him out, not to kill him.
Okay, that'll with a knife that'll definitely reduce the effect a little bit because you're trying to knock a guy out with a knife, which is a lot harder. I would say if you just take him out without trying to do a specially knock him out, it will be a dice roll.
Okay.
It'll be literally a 1 die fortune roll. If you take a devil's bargain of he dies and someone nearby is going to remember and spot your faces for that, so effectively you're getting the heat from killing, you can have the extra dice.
How do we feel about 2 heat, y'all? Marin got
That's
shot, so she
that's
goes.
fine.
She's probably going into like.
No, that is fine by me.
Yeah, that's not a problem.
Yeah, I think I'll take that devil's bargain, which is that he dies if
Okay.
I succeed. Well, I guess he's gonna die either way at some point. But yeah, Marin, I think she gets
We'll
shot,
die
and we
one
see
day.
Yeah.
we
It's-
see this moment where like if she had pupils, they would like dilate like a shark, but you can't tell. But the light sort of like glints off of them in this anime style, and her face drops from like if there was any emotion in it, it just kind of goes away, and she pulls out the harpoon and just goes in for him, and it's like instinct takes over in that moment, and she's
Okay.
like,
So
"You shot me."
+1 dice for devil's bargain, and you're going for a desperate. Great.
Yeah, fuck it, let's do it.
Okay, mark your experience.
I'll mark some experience and prowess. We're gonna make a skirmish roll. Yep. Desperate great. 1 die. 6.
6. As you said, he literally like sees you pull back a little bit hesitantly. He thinks it's not. It's because you know exactly what you're doing. He goes like, I know what this is doing. This is a little girl. She's slight. She's a little bit weird, but easily I've got this. Lunges forwards with the knife. He realizes his mistake at the last moment, and it's way too late. You've stepped in below his arm, and you just go straight up, harpoon, and as you put your arm around the back, you pull him onto it, and it goes straight up under his chin, straight up into his head, and he just goes limp in your arms.
She pulls it out. It drips with blood on the ground. And she moves forward to see if there's anyone else there.
Okay.
Cold.
Nope. Everyone's down.
I've got a toss up between like 3 different possible traumas for Marin to take when she finally takes one, and it's gonna be great.
There's some really good choices for you.
Yeah.
Mhm,
You
mhm.
all hear ding 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 ding.
There we go.
Oh, is that the bells ringing for someone dying?
Uh-huh.
I
Okay.
just quickly check if I've murdered this guy by choking him out, and it's like, oh, it must be Marin.
Yeah, it's like I check this guy's pulse and I'm like, he's fine.
Yep. You have a guy knocked out, a guy paralyzed for a short period of time, and a guy who is barely like hanging on to consciousness, who is on the boat like this is like pulls out a knife very slowly and is trying to gesture at you, and it's not even gonna cut you. Like he's really sleepy. It's like you can just bat it away.
Yeah, I just kicked the knife out of his hand. Plop. Stop.
My
Stop that. You're
stabbing
embarrassing
knife.
yourself.
It's all right. You'll recover your motor functions in time to escape this burning boat.
Do we find anyone else?
That's it.
Well,
Okay. So I feel like with that, like Marin comes to the front of the boat, sees these, and she's like, sorry, those bells are my fault. I had to take care of someone. He shot me.
that is
She
a
points at like the shot.
You see this like
That
little
is a-
hole in her shirt.
reasonable response. We don't mind. Should we gather
There's
them up and then
Already a
burn
stove
this?
down there.
Oh,
I suggest we leave the goods nearest the engine, perhaps. Edwine?
That seems like a plan.
oh yes. Wasn't there something to steal off of this place?
Yeah, some of which you steal will be your 6 coin.
Wonderful.
We loot the boat.
Okay.
Quickly.
You loot the
Yeah,
boat quickly.
gonna loot
Because
the
you did
boat.
some killing, you're going to loot the boat quickly. How quickly would you like to loot the boat?
Quite.
Quite, yes.
Okay. This could have potentially be a wreck roll. You're literally looting the boat as quick as possible, breaking open crates, seeing what's valuable, and just breaking open like
Yep,
individual
smash
containers.
stuff. It's like
Sure.
most of this is gonna burn.
Oh,
Yeah,
shall we
do you want to
that?
do this, Edwine, as a teamwork?
Yeah, that's what I was going to suggest.
Yeah, right.
Teamwork.
Okay.
You
There is going to be a
probably
clock
take
for
the
this until someone shows up as a response to the killing and the whatever. It's not a bad clock. It's going to be a 6-tick clock. And also your looting the boat is probably going to be 6 ticks as well. So
Okay, should I lead this then?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can take stress all day, so
you say that now. I mean, I'm
I
going to
d-
roll wreck.
later
I don't
it'll
have
be a
anything in
problem.
it, so it
Yeah,
might
me
just
too.
be better for you to roll it and not have us help and have Marin work on like setting up the explosives or something else.
I can do that. Or if we still
I'm
want
rolling
Papa to
0 dice,
roll,
so
then
I don't
yeah,
think
if
it
we-
helps.
Yeah, me
what have you
too.
got? Oh, if you're both rolling 0, then maybe I should just roll it myself and let you do other things.
okay. Edwine, you start wrecking stuff in the boat. I could say if anyone wanted to, they could probably do a survey as well. I imagine would
Oh, I
also
have
count.
1 point in that.
That would be
But it
like
just wouldn't be a
looking
teamwork,
for
right?
where, and then Edwine would be the one opening the things. I can't really imagine any other one would work.
No, that's
Yeah.
probably what I would do too.
Do that as like a setup.
Or you could just roll them
Yeah.
independently. It's up to you.
Setup gets you extra dice, yeah?
No, setup gives you extra effect though.
Effect, that's it.
Ah,
I'll do a
better
setup for you.
all right.
Survey, just controlled, or does it really matter? Standard.
This will be a risky standard.
Ooh.
2, yeah.
Oh, it was risky, but it says
Yeah.
controlled.
Okay. The consequence to this is the guy who was vaguely between sleep and you left vaguely crawling around pulls out his pistol and shoots you
No.
in the back as you're directing Edwine around.
Stop it.
You take level 2 harm, shot in the back.
Well,
Shot
that's
through
going
the
to
heart, and he's to blame.
be... Yeah, I'm going to use armor on that.
Okay, level 1 harm, bruised.
Sorry, Edwine. I'll tend to these first.
Bang!
Like, no problem. As I shook over crates and like,
Now, look, I
Just
don't know where
smash
you're getting
everything.
all these weapons, but just stop it. I pull the pistol out of his hand,
Okay.
drag him and the other
Controlled
like,
great
paralyzed people
skirmish.
together.
Just make a controlled great skirmish. This could be finesse as well. Like this guy is able to resist a little bit now, so it's controlled. But
Oh, this is going to be awful, isn't it? Yeah, I got 2.
oh,
with
no.
that, the consequence is he shakes off the sleep powder a little bit more, manages to stand up, grabs what appears to be just like a length of wood from nearby. Edwin, roll your rec while we're at this.
All right. What's the position and stuff for this one?
Risky standard. Actually, probably controlled standard. Controlled because Papa has helped to take some of the brunt of the danger here. Inadvertently.
Yeah, I'm looting a currently unoccupied boat, at least on the decks I'm on.
6. 3
Nice.
ticks on loot the boat. As you start going through it, you find a few things that you can sell here and there. Like, oh, these weapons. I guess we could take some of these. Oh, that looks pretty good. Over here,
Papa, do you need assistance?
Baron, quick! Help!
We've already murdered one person. Like, that's just where we're.
Oh no.
Okay, Papa is like
guess
squaring off to
actually
this guy.
Marin, as Papa is like, Marin, help. Marin's gonna go up. She's gonna take the harpoon. And I'm gonna make this a command. She's gonna be like, stand down and you'll have a chance to escape the boat. Move and I will end it now.
That's a good command. Yeah, go for it. Risky standard.
Yeah,
He's-
it's not as good as my skirmish, but I feel like she's giving him a chance.
Yeah. You could up that if you want. Desperate. Great. Effectively, like, putting the weapon to the side and being like, you can't get away. You can hit me, but there's other people. Like, letting yourself put in a dangerous position.
It's so tempting.
Do you want to go desperate, great?
I think you get that experience
Because
point.
sweet
I
experience.
know,
points.
right? You're just like, Lauren, do you want to?
This is one of the things I love about the system. Is like, do you want to be risky here? Do you want to go desperate? Do it.
I mean,
Go on.
I wanna. Oh, sorry, I gotta cancel and try again.
Oh yeah.
Let's do it. Yeah, fuck it. Desperate, great. Fuck it. Let's do it. Let's do it. No bonus die. I'm rolling 1, 2.
Oh no!
That's
Yeah,
it.
as you say that,
The rain
like-
is over.
As you say that and walk forwards and begin to say, like, you should stand, he just pulls up the length of wood and just brings it straight up below your chin.
But I can expend my special armor to protect a teammate.
Okay.
Ooh,
So I'm gonna do that.
That's a good ability.
Stop finding things to hit people with. Whip, and I disarm him.
So that protects them, so it brings it down, or it negates
Yes.
it. I think it just brings it down, so it's down to a 2.
Wait.
So yeah,
Yes.
What level harm was it going to be?
3, because it was
Okay,
desperate. So that brings it down to 2. What you didn't notice is this length of wood actually has nails in it, and as it brings it up, the nail is going to go in below your chin. And as Papa says that and tries to like whip out with a sash, like it pulls the guy off a little bit to the side, but he still goes through. Level 2 harm, you got anything to use?
Me?
Anyone?
I've used my armor and I can't roll a resist. So
Okay,
You
Edwine.
got heavy armor? Have you got room for that?
no, because I only have 5 load and I already
Edwine.
spent 1 on my blade.
Edwine. Edwine. Do you
Hello?
want to try and help?
Oh yeah, I guess I was thinking my armor's done, but I guess I can still run in anyway.
There's no point if it's level 2 because I already have 2 level 1 harms.
Ah.
So it'll just automatically be level
Okay,
2 because unless
'Cause it
we
will
can't drop it any further
bounce
than
up,
that.
yeah.
So I should
Okay.
just take it as level 2.
Yeah, in which case...
On the plus side is to me now my effect is actually lower because I don't get the -1 die.
Yes. So as Papa prevents it from hitting you in the face, it does smack across your torso and you get knocked to the side and you get a broken rib. So mark level 2 harm, broken rib. As we hear this crack as Marin falls hard against the railing.
I was gonna have to heal anyway. Papa, you want to help me put him down? I guess that's actually she says that. Help me put him down.
Yep.
She's gonna skirmish
Okay.
and just finish him.
I'm
We're done.
going to have to do this as a setup though, because I have 1 stress left
Before you take trauma or before you can.
before I take trauma.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It
Go
will
for a
max
setup
out
action.
my thing.
How would you like to set this up?
I will attempt to like properly control his hidden arm with the sash.
Okay. This
So,
could be in this case, probably a finesse or a skirmish. Because you already have
Yeah.
him grappled and like pulling him off to the side.
I will go with skirmish.
Okay. Risky standard.
That's good because I actually need the improved effect.
1.
Okay. The consequence on this is not that he gets to hit you because you're grappling him, but I'm going to tick the clock for reinforcements 3 times. As this grapple takes a while, as Marin's trying to push herself up to get back in the fight, you look up to see Papa grappling with this guy as they're fighting back and forth. The guy's trying to get control of the piece of wood, but Papa stepped in too close. Can't bring it quite around to hit Papa, but Papa's there, just unable to really back away or draw anything without losing hold of the grapple.
I think next time, it's just you.
Risky standard.
Risky standard.
Okay.
On the
Less
deck
effect.
below you, I yell up, is everything all right up
Less
there?
effect, it's risky limited because of your broken rib.
Okay. I was just checking if it was standard or risky.
You can up that if you wish to go desperate.
No, fuck this.
Okay.
I'm done. 6.
6. Okay, the effect is limited, but you go in with a knife a little bit more cautiously this time.
He's very injured. Like, I just want to point out this guy was previously drugged. Like, I should be able to at least make him not useful for a moment.
Yeah, it will effectively reduce anything he can do a little bit. So as you go forwards, you manage to scrape a gash along his front with a knife. It doesn't actually penetrate, but you manage to just rip it down his front, and he has a big scar, and he goes backwards, clutching himself. Oh, fuck.
Get in the sea.
Gonna roll a command roll.
No, I don't. I just say that.
At this point, I will make a tier roll for him.
Marin will follow through. She tried to give him a shot, but it didn't work. He hit her with a plank.
Yeah, he's staying around.
Does he do anything? She's gonna just
no,
go at him
he's
again.
doing stuff when you react to him at the moment. He isn't going to do anything as of yet. So he's effectively like, he's going to try and fight back against Papa as Papa's trying to push him off.
I can't help you anymore.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Can I...
Edwine can also help.
Yeah, I feel like Edwine needs to... Like, Marin's gonna shout back to Edwine, like, screw it, we need to set this place on fire.
Edwine, if you want, Marin's like pushed down at the moment, having just managed to lumber up, broken rib, one hand over it. Papa's like pushing back and forth, he's just broken the grapple. If you want to, you could totally just throw a firebomb at him. Push yourself.
No, not when we're there!
It's only like one person target. It wouldn't really get you guys unless he screws the roll.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's the important part.
What do you mean by screws the roll? Do you mean
Okay, if you don't
gets
get a
a
6,
fail
the
or doesn't get a...
The consequence could be that there is a little bit of damage to people around you.
There's already a little bit of damage on the people around him.
How would you like to get involved? I'm just giving you ideas here. It's totally down to you.
I think you should just set the fire. Like,
I'm gonna start the fire because that's gonna... I'm
Okay.
gonna literally light a fire under everyone's asses, so they need to get out of here rather than fight each other.
Bear in mind, you haven't fully looted the boat.
Yeah,
I
well,
assume our 6 coin is not entirely contingent on looting the boat.
No, part of it would be, but not entirely, no.
Like, I'm gonna set the fire, and then if there's a bit more time to loot, I'll try and do a last bit of looting before I get the hell off this boat. But the longer I stay here, the more people are gonna wake up and start beating up everyone else. So I'm just gonna start the fire.
Okay. Roll me a wreck. Your position is controlled. You can't get involved in the fighting, and because of the flame, it's great.
All right. I just run to the back. There's already like a pile of fire oil bottles. I just throw another bottle of fire oil on the other ones, so the whole thing smashes.
Okay.
5.
With that, you throw it, and it starts. Big burst of flame. Unfortunately, some of the crates nearby that you haven't fully looted, bang, bang, bang. Some of the gunpowder charges go off, and you get hit by a bit of flying debris. You just take level 1 harm.
Singed.
Singed.
Damn it.
Marin's gonna hear that sound and then just be like, I gave you a chance, and try and get him.
Okay.
Get him with the knife.
Limited, risky, unless you want to push yourself.
No, because
Sorry,
I feel
not push,
like
trade position for effect.
I feel like the
One
two
more limited
in
would
a
take him
row-
down. He's pretty groggy right now.
Yeah. So let's see if I can. 6.
6. Okay.
Damn done here.
You just.
Can I also,
broken-
like, this is Sparta him into the water?
Sure. Yeah, with that, you realize that you're having trouble really standing in a proper fighting position as you kind of are a little bit groggy with the rib. So instead, you just fall forwards onto him. As he's a bit surprised, his reach is long with the piece of wood, but it isn't short. You just then jab him 3 times, quick succession, right in between the ribs. And then as you pull backwards, you just kick him back. You're still a little bit hurt yourself, so you fall back onto the boat. And he just goes poof, straight off into the water. Splash. Please roll me a fortune roll with 0 dice.
Yeah, I will. Is there a button for fortune on... Yeah.
On the canal rat sheet. 3. He dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Win some, you lose some.
The fire is starting.
Let's go.
Yes.
You finish looting the boat.
Edwine, how long do we have?
How long do we have?
Did you use all your fire bottles, 3 of them?
I mean, Marin definitely probably used hers. Like, she set those, I think, was the idea. And then Edwine
Okay.
probably put, like,
I've
his one
chucked
and
one
then another
there,
one.
so there's at least 4 involved. We'll go with 4.
Okay.
I've got some spares.
You can stay and do some looting. Consequences are probably smoke inhalation and potentially
That's
fire.
never stopped Edwine before.
Marin's going to get onto the boat and prep the boat to leave because she's the most hurt.
The consequences are going to get more and more desperate as you go on, but right now they've gone from being controlled to being risky.
Okay.
I'm gonna go for another roll to see how that goes.
I will help with a survey roll.
Okay. Set of action.
Right.
Survey roll. Go for it. Do you have level 2 harm at the moment?
Me? No.
Okay. Yeah, 2. It's risky. As you're down there, you're beginning to choke. You take level 1 harm, woozy, and I'm going to
Woozy.
tick the reinforcement clock.
Uh,
Edwine.
all right. Let's make a wreck. You know what?
Push yourself.
I'm gonna take 2 stress.
Okay.
An extra die, so this is risky standard. Plus 1.
Do you want to push yourself? Do you
Is
want to
that
trade position
6?
for effect? Oh, 6. It didn't go through, but sure.
Oh,
6.
I got 226. The extra 1 die was important.
There we go.
There it is.
You completely loot the boat. You fill up the clock. You are now 6 out of 6 segments. The reinforcements are on 4 out of 2. You get the last few crates of anything useful in, and you're pushing the smoke away as you go out. Papa is like outside going. Marion's like already on the boat bringing it round. As you're like, where did Edwine go? Is he still in there? And then the door bursts open. There's a flash of flame and a flicker as Edwine, silhouetted from the back, one arm, one crate, one arm, other crate, just comes out. Doof, doof, doof. You
Yeah,
look
gonna
outside,
do the.
Papa's there like.
They're just like, I've been exposing myself to small amounts of smoke inhalation over many years.
And that's where the score ends.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Wow. It was a solid recovery there, y'all.
Yeah, we got messed up.
There were some really bad rolls in there.
Yeah.
Just so
Really
unlucky.
good ones too, though.
Yeah, the really good ones were like, this is great. The really bad ones were like, this is just bad. You get 6 coin.
Woo!
Question,
Nice.
do you pay your ward boss?
Put 4 on there. Or I guess 2 on here, and then everyone put 3 on here, and then us each put 1 on our sheet. Let's just do that real fast.
Have you got a thingy?
So 1 each for us,
Yeah,
So
1
one
each for
each
the 3 of us,
and 3 on
then
the-
3 on the sheet.
and then shall we pay?
Did we empty out the canal rats coin?
I thought we
spent it on
did.
something.
Yeah, okay.
I thought we spent it all.
Yeah.
Well, it was empty.
Oh,
Oh,
just
okay.
empty then.
Then
If it was empty, it was
No.
empty.
I don't think it was. I thought we had 2, but
I thought you had 2,
God,
but
what
it's
did-
impossible
I
someone
think
moved it.
Edwine had to pay for something, didn't he? I think we got it right.
Oh,
we,
yeah, you
we
paid
paid
to
it for the
upgrade
fire
you
oil.
got the fireballs.
Yeah,
That's how.
yeah. 2
That
on
was
the
it.
fire, and there were 2 in there. That's right.
We shouldn't have bothered. I had enough in my bandoliers. We didn't need to.
Well, it meant you didn't need to wait until the fire went up. The problem is you also didn't choose to wait. You were like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, I didn't even get into the second bandolier.
So, do we want to pay? This job was for the red sashes.
Yeah, we don't necessarily want them to know that.
That's the
that job
point. Do
happened.
the crows
They're
know we
gonna
did
know,
this?
though.
Hell yes, that was part of the Devil's Bargain, and also part of the. You did it super noisily.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you not pay them?
Hang on. If they're gonna know we did it, let's just not get in extra trouble.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Okay. You pay them. Lose one
One
coin.
coin. Yep.
Then you reduce your rep with the Foghounds by 1.
Oh no. Are we at war yet?
Game.
Red Sash status increase. We're going to increase that clock. You are literally 1 tick away from being rep 3 with the Red Sashes.
That'd be
Yeah.
pretty good.
Then
So,
you'll
do
be
we
full
not
allies.
start a clock with the Foghounds? Do we just go straight down to status -2?
Blowing up one of their boats and killing several people is straight up going down 1. Like, this wasn't a half measures. You didn't steal a little bit from them or kill just one person. You full on destroyed a boat and a cache of stuff, and 4 of their guys are probably dead. Like, the other 2,
I mean, they were a week hold. Are they down to tier 0? Yeah, like, are they still around?
Not for just losing one barge, but if you were to want to push into that direction, if people were targeting them deliberately, it could start doing that.
Let's destroy all our enemies. That's the strategy.
Should up our tier first.
So, eat and rep. You earn 2 rep per score by default. If the target's a higher tier, you take +1 per tier higher, so that's 4 rep
We only
already.
have 1 rep space,
Oh, fill it up.
so we're full up.
Oh, does that mean we don't get the rest of the rep for the run?
Yes, but can we immediately cash in and up our tier? And then take the rest of the rep? I'm not really sure.
Is cashing
It isn't-
in an activity that you have to do at some point? Does it say when it does?
I don't think so.
I think so.
Let me just double check the exact wording.
Yeah.
Because I believe you can't, because it's yeah, because otherwise you would be getting less rep anyway, because you'd be at a different tier when you got the rep, so you'd be getting less rep because the rep is based on the difference in tier, so you wouldn't be able to.
Okay.
So max
Well,
your
we'll
rep
fill
out.
up. We get to be a new tier soon.
And heat. Loud and chaotic, wild and devastating. It wasn't wild and devastating because it was out in the port. Like, a lot of people saw the thing burn and then explode, but it wasn't wild. So that's 4. +1 heat if the situation happened on hostile turf. It was actually parked outside of Foghound's turf, so no. +1 heat if you're at war with another faction, no. +2 heat if killing's involved. 6 heat.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We can spend some downtime on healing and reducing heat.
Yeah.
We naturally reduce heat anyway. It's fine.
Yeah, but right now we have to roll entanglements, y'all.
Yeah.
Oh.
Who would like to roll your entanglements?
Not me, I rolled last time.
I can go for it. I haven't done some in a while.
Okay, your heat 6+. Great.
God.
How do you roll entanglement again?
Roll wanted
Just
level.
roll our
click
wanted level.
You just click. Okay. You do.
What did
That
we
was
get?
a 3.
Flipped or interrogation. We haven't had these yet. I'm happy.
Oh, that's better than what it could have been.
Either interrogation. The Bluecoats round up one of the PCs to question them about the crew's crimes. Either pay them 3 coin or they beat you up, level 2 harm, and you tell them what they want to know, +3 heat. You can resist each consequence separately, or flipped. One of the PC's rivals arranges for one of your contacts, patrons, clients, or group of your customers to switch allegiance due to heat on you. They're loyal to another faction now. Ooh.
Who's loyal to another faction now?
One of your patrons, clients, or a group of customers switch allegiance due to the heat on you.
Damn.
Let me have a look.
Only patrons and clients are...
You haven't done
I
any
guess-
job for the crows. No, you haven't done any jobs for the
We-
lampbacks.
Yeah, we've done jobs for the crows.
You've done jobs for the crows, but not the lampblacks.
Ashes.
You know what? Flipped. The foghounds have the words with the crows,
Yeah.
and they get you
Yeah.
blacklisted. You can no longer take jobs for the crows because effectively they're the ward boss, and they have said the foghounds are the ones who control smuggling. You are pushing on their turf, and you've just caused a lot of problems, and killing was involved. And Lysa, as much as she hates to admit it, thinks you're now too much trouble and blacklists you. You no longer have access to any of the crows.
Whoops.
Just paid them. I want my coin back.
What happens to the mission that the crows gave us?
We
Which
could
one?
still do it and probably try and swing it to get them on our side, but we don't guarantee that they'll actually pay us for it.
Yeah,
Like we
effectively
could
you're
be
cut
like,
off.
hey, I know you thought we were bad, but we did this thing for you, and
Yeah.
like try and use it to
You
curry
can always
favor
try
with
and get
if
them
we want
back,
to.
but they are cut off right now. If you do a mission for them, you won't get paid. You, in theory, shouldn't be able to do any missions for them, but if you did, and then we're like, hey, look, here's a thing for free, that might break that.
They're not going to be ward boss much longer. It'll be fine.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
paying
it's
them still
fine.
makes sense because they are ward bosses with you, so like even if they cut you off, they'll expect a cut.
Mm.
That's them saying, we're not saying like we want you to die, it's them saying we aren't
Yeah,
taking
it's just
jobs,
that we're
you're
not
too
gonna
dangerous.
we're not gonna hire you.
And especially because of their their connection to the Bluecoats. The Bluecoats are like, hey, a boat, fire, and death happened. Guys, do you know anything about this? And they're gonna be like, yeah, you're too much hassle for us. It involves too many asked questions. So you are cut
Look,
off.
I didn't want to kill them, but he shot me first.
Yep. And then this is spotted someone over the side.
Hmm.
It's fine.
He
They
was
were only
being
partially.
difficult. We gave him a chance.
He was only partially paralyzed.
Partially asleep.
Yeah.
And one of the consequences is he wakes up again.
We gave
so-
him a chance.
You did.
And he didn't take it, and he didn't make it.
Really unfortunate. Every roll with him was such a failure.
I know,
So
right?
bad.
That would have been great.
Everyone else, you got rid of instantly. That guy should have been like, "Hey, do you want to work for us? We'll just make you a cohort. Here's coin. Give.
Yeah.
Be good. You're awesome." Okay. Downtime.
Okay, so our heat goes down by 1.
Mm-hmm. It's
Start
great.
with that.
Uh,
Can we now go up a tier?
You may do
Ooh.
so.
Let's do that.
You
how
spend 8
much
coin, I believe, right?
have we got?
Yeah.
We
So-
have 3. Oh, no, 2 in the canal rats. I have 3. I would
I've got
like
2.
to keep 1 so I
Maggie
can...
has 2 coin, and if you spend your coin equally, she did previously say she was okay, so like I would be okay as just as GM
Okay,
removing the 2 coins
so-
from my sheet.
Everyone
Yeah,
spent
each of us
2.
spend 1 coin,
2
and then
coin,
the 2 out of the
or-
stash.
Wait, 8 coin is it?
It's 8, yeah. So I
Yeah.
guess we each pay 2.
Each pay 2.
Yeah, we
Okay.
each pay 2. There's still 2 in the pot, and we've leveled up.
Okay. You are now considered tier 1 weak.
Woo!
And we clear our rep.
We need to start taking turf.
Yeah.
Do we get turf now?
No,
No,
you
we
mission
have to
turf.
claim it. We have to do a mission for it.
Or
I
consequences
feel like
of other
that's
things.
where we go after the foghounds and just take turf from them.
Well, one of
Yeah.
the things that can happen is if the red sashes get made ward boss, when they do some rearranging, if one of the things that you want for the support of them is we would like some turf, they can either give you turf or they can basically give you a piece of information that allows you to do a mission to gain turf, because you normally need a piece of information to be able to do the mission. So you can effectively do a score to gain turf if you wish. But that's one of the things that the red sashes can give you when they're ward boss. That's one of the reasons that you're putting in with them is for the power that they will have. That's mechanically how the power could come across.
Cool. So I was planning on healing and indulging my vice. Those are the 2 things Marin really needs to do. Does
Okay.
anyone want to work on our heat?
I have a coin that I will spend on doing
An
an
extra
extra
downtime
downtime
action.
action, which I think will probably include that. Yeah.
I can clear heat too.
Cool.
I've got
Well, I'm gonna
4
start by
stress
healing.
and some 1 harms.
Is anyone not clearing stress?
I'm not sure. I've got 4 stress, so it's on.
Okay.
Like maybe I should just heal.
I'm going to
And-
indulge my vice. Let me just
Okay.
do that real fast.
You put out to sea.
Fuck.
You go
Too
past this burning boat, and the guy's a
I'm
bit like, I don't want to go out
distracted.
too far today. Like, there's a lot of blue coats on the water. There's a lot of gondoliers out here looking at this burning boat. There's still spirits around, so you don't go out too far. You only get 2 stress back. Pepper.
You got a second downtime action, man?
I was just going to go through people who wanted to de-stress.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll indulge vice then. Yep.
Yeah, you go and smoke.
Oh yeah, big old.
It's reasonable
3.
smoke. You get 3 stress back.
Small. It's small, but it's a small
Cigarillo.
Yeah.
Cigarette. Yeah.
Anyone else want to downtime action again to de-stress?
I'm gonna heal.
Probably should.
Heal. Okay. Give me a heal.
Marin just walks into Edwine's like workshop and just stands there and just points. I was shot.
Oh, right, yes. Let me see what I have.
I was
Also
stabbed. I was
stabbed.
Oh,
I
there's
could
quite a
use some
few.
help.
All right. I'll see what I can do if I'm healing stuff. Try to recreate the thing the red sash is made. I haven't worked it out yet. Will treat the injuries. I nearly clicked wreck instead of tinkers. Like, which are the 2 things that I do?
You get a bonus die because you're a physiker, right?
Yep. Boop. Oh, 4.
2 segments.
Do you want to
Well-
use another downtime action to heal with a coin?
I'd have to spend it out of the team.
We don't have any.
Yeah.
Does the
I
team
don't
think
have,
that's
I don't have
okay?
any coin.
The team
Wait, the
coin
team
is
should-
totally like, you did a mission for the team. You can totally go for your team coin if you want to.
No, because we each spent 2 of our own, and so we
Yeah,
kept
there's
2 in the pot.
Yeah, the team still has 2.
Yeah. What I'm
Oh,
saying is you can totally
I
just.
didn't do maths.
Yeah.
Is it? We all looked at the sheet and it didn't have anything on it. Yeah, it's meant to have 2. Okay.
If people are okay with that,
Mhm.
I certainly wouldn't mind because I have 3 arms.
I'm not opposed to our combat character pushing
Thank you.
things to.
Please roll again. Marin just stands there when you're done. It still hurts.
I'm fine. I can. Oh crap! I left the bullet in there.
2 more.
5.
Cool. All right. So I drop everything down by 1. So I'm assuming my broken rib turns into 1 bruised.
Bruised rib.
Cool. Great. Thank you. Marin feels better about
Yep.
her life now.
Okay. Papa, did you want to do something?
Yeah, I guess after Marin leaves, I enter.
Everyone's like, right, back to work.
Edwine, do you have a minute?
Oh, what is it now? I've got a rune on a scrolled on a stone. I'm pointing things at him. I'm trying to. What is it? You're injured.
Well, this wheeze hasn't gone away from the smoke, and you seem to be knowledgeable in breathing things in. I mean, too, normally, but what's gonna? Is there a lozenge?
I'll work something. I gotta. I don't know. Drink something or inhale some other thing.
Okay.
Can I have a heal, please?
Okay. Tinker +1. Boop.
2 ticks on the healing clock. Would you want to
2
spend a
ticks.
coin from the team stash to do that again?
See,
How much harm do you have?
I have 2 level 1s.
Oh, you're fine.
Because you could, as long as you don't take any harm on the next one, then you're fine. You just lose that progress if you do. That's the downside of it.
I'll just go heavy load on the next one and just stand in front of everyone.
Yeah, with armor.
Yeah.
Well, here's the downside as well, though. If you just take level 1 harm in the next one, because you
It'll
have 2
be
level 1s,
level
it'll be
2.
level 2,
That's
and
it.
it'll clear that healing clock.
And it'll be terrible, but otherwise.
Okay, how do people feel about? I have a coin as well. I could spend on healing and on reducing heat.
I can
I
work
think
on
reduce-
these.
save
It's
up for
okay.
something?
Edwin, are you going to reduce heat? 'Cause
I
if
can
you're-
reduce heat. I'll reduce heat with 1, do some healing on myself with the other. My stress is 4, so it's already risky trying to clear that anyway.
Okay, I will spend mine for healing then.
All right.
Yeah, we can go for a simple next job, like blowing up a building, stealing a painting. Those are our two options right now.
Everyone comes out traumatized as
Oh
fuck.
crap! 233.
You get 1 tick on the healing clock. Do you want to spend the coin to upgrade that effect? You have a coin in the team stash. You can spend that coin. You would be well within your right, because you did do a lot of missions recently. Remember, your team is also to be able to aid you. And some of you have spent coin for individual entanglements that are from the team thing. So
Up to you. I don't really mind if you want to do it at this point.
Yeah, is that
You can
okay?
spend it.
It's the sunk
It's
cost
okay.
fallacy.
otherwise, that roll was meaningless. Like, you can just clear it now.
Yeah, I will clear my level 1 harms
Yeah.
and spend the coin.
Effectively, like, you spend the coin to probably get better aid or something. In this case, it might even be getting a hold of one of the red sash
Actual
healing...
pharmaceuticals and not
Yeah.
mold he scraped off the wall.
Well, you're tier 1 now, so remember, that means that instead of, like, pharmaceuticals you scrape the wall, you can probably afford a few things. They're trash, but you can afford a few things that are actual things.
Wonderful.
Your
Yeah, we're
mattresses...
tier 1.
Yeah, your
Yeah.
mattresses
Oh,
no
we
longer are
get
just mattresses,
stash.
they've got
We
a little
get
bit of
stash
bed.
for that. We get stash equals
Oh, each
tier
PC
plus
gets
2.
stash tier plus 2.
That's crew advance. I noticed this earlier. I was going to ask about it later, but crew advancement is when you fill your XP for the
Yeah.
crew.
Yeah, no, it's not that. I think that's when we get a vault.
Yeah, when you get the vault, which is an upgrade as a crew advancement, right?
But it does say on the sheet, upon crew advance, each PC gets stash equals tier plus
Okay,
2. I
okay,
don't know what that means.
We'll look it up later.
I'll look it up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was going to bring it up
now.
later.
So, yeah, Josh, fill out your healing clock. Kamira, think down 1. Edwine, what are you doing?
Clear heat first.
Give it a go.
Do that. How does this work again?
Clearing heat.
Yeah.
How does clearing heat work? I haven't done this in a while. But look. Lauren, how does clearing heat work?
I believe you pick an activity, like you say how you're going to do it, and then you make a roll, and then you clear heat based on 6. I think it's...
Yeah, I found the table.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's the same as healing in terms of the numbers.
Sure. How are you clearing heat?
Oh, I didn't realize it was a stat roll. I can tinker or wreck, and I don't feel like either of those is a good heat clearing method.
You wrecked the blue sashes. See, I'm clearing heat! Ah! Sledgehammer to the building.
It's like tinker is at least non-violent, but I can't see how it will work. It's got to be something else. I've got study, survey, and attune. How wacky can you go with this? Could I attune to like
Attune
get
to
the
reduce your
ghosts
heat.
involved? Ghosts, get the heat off us.
If you failed that, I will literally be like, what? I don't even know how you'd roll that. I'm probably just going to say it has to be a social one in this case, unless you have another idea.
What was it you have?
I've got
Wreck.
study. Yeah, I've got wreck and tinker at 2. I've got study, survey, and attune at 1. That's all I have for stats.
You could study law technicalities to get us out of things.
Oh, that could work.
Study,
Actually,
yeah, you
we're
could use
outside
that
of
to
the
like
turf.
try
Other
and...
information, apply knowledge.
That doesn't necessarily get rid of heat, because heat isn't necessarily the law that you've broken, it's the amount of, like...
Or
attention
like the
to
law
you.
of the underground, like unwritten rules sort of situation.
It's still the attention on you, which doesn't necessarily help, and heat is more the, like, the establishment.
I mean,
Could leverage a contact.
Funnily
To help
enough,
you.
the blue coat contact someone took, it's taken as a rival. Does anyone have someone who can aid them in this who's an ally?
Dock worker, they would know stuff about boats.
Not with the establishment, really. You use them as the engagement role. They wouldn't really be able to help you against the establishment.
the way a dock worker could be used is by spreading misinformation about who was responsible for the boat attack.
That's not really how the heat works, because the heat is on you.
Yeah, I didn't realize we had to make a stat roll for this, and I'm not built for this kind of work.
Yeah, this is normally someone else's specialty. You can give it a roll, and it'll probably reduce your heat just enough that you'll be able to scrape by next session. You just go for 1.
Yeah, even if you roll a 1, you do actually still clear a heat.
Yeah, like, clearing 1 heat is great.
I could just make a 0 dice roll with anything, and
I mean, on average, you're still going to
I
roll
might be
like 2
lucky.
or 3, which is still good.
in that case, consort would probably make the most sense. Talk to the right people.
Yeah, Consort's talking to a lot of people. It's perfect for this.
Yep.
Who's your
so
friend?
Hmm?
Who's your
my
friend?
friend is Eckerd, the corpse thief.
Yeah. Useful for some things, not with reducing heat.
Yeah.
Give it a roll.
It's like, I found evidence on this body that they were responsible for what happened.
Heck, that's the opposite of what I asked you.
Yeah. I'll try a consort. Like Edwin doesn't have the connections he needs for this to work, but maybe he'll stumble across the right person in the pub or something.
Yeah, you probably are like trying to persuade the bluecoats who walk into the pub.
Yeah, I got a 1.
Oh, hasn't come through again.
I
Roll20's
clear
been
1
terrible
heat.
Today. Yeah, you
I
clear
got a
1 heat.
2 and a 1, just insult
Ah.
injury.
Your second downtime action. You can clear more heat if you want.
We're heat. Okay, we're at 4. We're at 4 heat. It's not too.
4 is not terrible. I'm gonna start on healing myself
Okay.
because I've got 2 level 1 harms as well. I feel like I can get away with not.
If you don't spend coin, that's probably unlikely to fill up the track, which means you'll be going to another mission.
Oh yeah, I know.
It's probably not
Yeah,
optimal to
but
just heal yourself once.
It's a
But
risk I'm
6,
willing
you
to
get
take.
3 ticks.
Right. So as long as nobody punch me next run.
You know what you were saying literally 5 minutes ago, that anytime you go into a mission, your job is to get punched.
Yeah, no, my job is to go in and then use armor and then heavy armor and then also roll a resistance so I don't take anyone at all.
Oh my
Okay. With that,
Throw
you're
a
at a
4 harm
downtime.
at me, then fine.
That
I love this
said, part of that is because you just spent all your coin to go up a tier, so you got a bonus tier. Everything is
Yeah.
looking a little bit shinier now. Everything you have, your quality of life, everything you eat. No, not everything you eat. Everything about your job is looking a bit shinier. None of you have personal stashes, right?
No, I've been really wanting to put money into stash.
I
Yeah.
think the only money we have between literally everyone is skint except I think Ruby has 1 coin.
Yeah, Ruby's 1 coin.
Yeah, Ruby owns the only coin in the entire gang.
Yep.
So yeah, good news. We've expanded our territory and our reach massively. Bad news, we're completely skint.
It's not even that, because that's your turn. It's like, good news, we got a nicer table and a slightly better boat and nicer beds in the base.
Still, tier 1 means something. It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
we're on the scene now. However, we have no money. Welcome
Let's see
to
how
having
nice
a weak
your
hold.
beds are. Roll me your tier.
Okay,
No.
who's doing it?
You
I
can.
do it.
Yeah. Yeah,
5.
5.
All right. Nice.
That's like tier 2, right?
Got
Because then
most
you
of the
roll,
lice out of it.
you roll your tier and then you add your success. So yeah, it's like a tier 2 bed. Pretty nice bed.
Yeah, there's now actually a bed with a mattress on it, so the
Mhm.
rats can't get up there as easy.
Yeah, there's a rat like...
Yeah, just don't have like a sheet hanging off it because they'll run up the sheet. You gotta be careful.
With that said, well done. You are now tier 1.
Yay!
You are going places. You are a gang that people know the name of. You are valid. And the One Crow's Foot is probably gonna come to an interesting, not conclusion, but it's getting to the final chapter if the rolls go well in the faction turns. So,
It's an interesting one. There's a lot of clocks about to finish.
with that, we're going to call it for today. So,
Oh, there's a thing. Analyst. I get 2 more ticks in a clock.
what's in the box?
I complete what's in the box.
You'd think it was probably like something to do with a demon. Probably like a sliver of a demon.
It was a shouty demon.
I know we worked out that, but do we get anything more than that? That was already established.
It was established through someone's possibly wrong message from a demented ghost. You know, almost certainly, based on the information you have, that they're correct.
Okay, what do I know about the nature of demons that I can now be informed of?
The nature of demons, you know some basic information. Anything more would probably be a clock to research that, but you know that demons don't have souls. They aren't affected by the lightning barrier, the ghost field. They are normally tied
Hence why
to...
the box could pass through the gate.
Yeah, normally tied to either like an emotion or an element or an aspect. They normally have a thing. Like you might have like a vengeful fire demon or a placid water demon or something. They normally have an element, and they normally have an emotion or an effect or something they're tied to.
On the shiny new blackboard that is now next to Edwine's corkboard in his like done up workshop, he's got like a spider diagram, and then it's like demons, and then like points to emotions and like question mark, and then an arrow, and it's like angry.
Yeah.
The brackets shouty.
A shouty demon. Okay.
Power question mark.
With that, we're going to go to a close. So, anyone got anything they want to talk about? Let's start with Josh. Josh, who are you? What are you doing when we find you? You haven't been here for
Hi.
4 weeks.
Yeah, I've been busy, but I'm glad to be back. I love this game. I love this crew. And if you want to catch me, it's Gaming FTL on YouTube or Strange Adventures for tabletop role-playing stuff. Tomorrow, I will be playing a solo role-playing game, the conclusion of 1,000-Year-Old Vampire, which is really fun and cool. We've made some very interesting hooks to finish that off.
That pension's got to be worth saying.
Pardon?
That pension's got to be worth saying by then.
Oh, yeah. The powers of combined interest are potent when you're 1,000 years old. Compound interest, even. Yeah, that's me.
Lauren, what about you when you're not being a bird handler?
When I'm... You've met Steph? My name is Random Tuesday. You can find me pretty much all the places at Random Tuesday. I make cosplays. I'm currently working on a She-Ra cosplay and a Mermista cosplay. So if you want to see spandex and shiny butts, hang out in my stream.
I do want to see that.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. We got very shiny fabric, okay?
Making it weird since... When were you born?
You're welcome. You're welcome. So you can check out all my cosplay stuff on Instagram and Twitter and watch me live streaming here on the Dungeons and Dragons channel or over on my own channel. That's it. Oh, also I wrote an RPG. You can find it on Itch.io called Fusion. It's about Steven Universe. You can it's about space rocks, friendship and feelings.
Legally distinct.
Legally distinct.
Okay, Bentham, what about you?
I got a YouTube channel called Mangalport Gaming where I play games sometimes, and sometimes I don't, but this is one of the times where I do, somewhat. There's been some 7 Days to Die. We had a Horde Night yesterday where everyone was way more effective than me, though I turned out to be extremely useful because I was the one who was just pootling about in the house, not working out how to put a torch on. So I noticed when they breached the house and everyone else didn't. Yeah. So that's my usefulness, is going, oh god, there's zombies in here, help! That was
everyone was upstairs shooting the ones outside like, wait, what?
Yeah, and I'm just there like, I don't know how the torch doesn't work. Ah!
Okay, I guess
it was perfect. And also been playing some Volcanoids. New update just came out. Going to be covering that very soon. And also on Thursday I played Kenshi because I'm addicted now. Late to the party as usual, but I now can't stop playing it.
Is this a new record?
New record for what?
Well, normally only about 6 hours late.
Is this a sleep thing?
No, just you in general being late to things.
Oh.
Not usually 6 hours late to things.
Anyway, hi, I'm Andrew listening. You can find me at youtube.com/Andrew. I'm currently playing Stellaris as a planet-eating space rock swarm. That's great. That's fine. I just discovered a planet that's not going to go entirely wrong that I'm digging up. There's no bad things inside of it. Nope. Also playing production line, making cars and stuff, and not knowing key combinations that people keep telling me in the comment section. And also playing games on the twitch.tv/Androlesium. On Thursday I'm playing Borderlands with...
so close.
We're so
being
close to
done with
finishing.
Borderlands
Yeah.
2.
With Lauren and Fuzzy, and on Tuesday and Wednesday I'm playing Road Trader. That's the things. Excellent. VTM will be back next Saturday. Do not worry. Yesterday, unfortunately, Matt was ill, so send him all the feels. Tell him to get well soon because we need to find out what happens in VTM. Also because he should feel well. I guess that matters. And we're gonna go do an after show and then a faction turn because the faction turn might actually change some things. So thank you very much for watching, and until next time, may the dice roll ever in your favor.